Here's the team. Hey, everybody.
Hi, how is everyone?
Brooklyn, Erin, Bright Light, Wicked. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
Hello,
everybody.
So these are all of my winners from the Housewives trivia contest. So I'm happy that we're all together. There's so much going on in New Jersey right now. There's tea. There's with the recap. Like, I don't know where to start. I think the best move would be to talk about the show first, because I think the tea would kind of coincide with what we talk about now.
Oh, so don't skip to Teresa and Jacqueline's 5-hour lunch.
Yes, I was going to say that for later. So let's not do
All
that.
Right. I'll wait on that.
Yeah.
Could have seen that one coming a mile away.
No one did. I played Lotto that night, but I lost. So
hey,
I guess
when she started talking bad about Melissa, I knew Teresa was going to pick up that phone.
Did you guys watch What Happens Live last night?
In the spider suit? Yes, I did.
Yes, I did too. I hated what she was wearing.
Horrible.
What was she wearing? What is she?
I don't know.
I mean, a costume for
trying out for
Halloween?
The Goodfellas reboot? I don't know. I thought she was Karen from Goodfellas last night. I don't know. No, was I wrong in what she wore? What was that?
I don't know.
It was
better
weird
or worse than the green
latex.
confessional with the overspray tan.
Hey, what's wrong with the tan?
No, she's oversprayed, like George Hamilton called.
And the bagel shoes. She had that one that Karen from Goodfellas look with the bagel shoes.
Don't disrespect Karen from Goodfellas like that, John. Don't do that.
Is this the superintendent? Do you know you have a whore in your building? That was it.
I can't get that show in here in Canada. We can't get it here. Well, at least I can.
That's fashion, then I'm screwed. My Target shirt, plain colors. I don't do that. No, thank you.
I upgraded to Macy's.
What was she thinking with that getup?
Whoever put it on her, what were they thinking?
All I could think was it's probably some crazy rich designer. You know how sometimes rich people wear really ugly things, but it's designer, so they think it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm over here in my Costco sweatshirt. So.
It was horrendous. Horrendous.
Yeah.
Terrible.
It was as bad as Jen's hair at the mozzarella party.
Oh, mozzarella.
It's funny. Speaking of the mozzarella, my mom was like, "What are they making?" And I was like, "Mozzarella," and she was like,
"Go ahead,
what?
Kentucky. I taught you this last week." Mozzarella. Thank you.
And
was
so
she
I tried
the mozzarella party?
Yeah, and she's mozzarella.
Let me say hi to everybody real quick, and then we'll start. Hello, Velvet. Hi, Velvet Pixie. Hi, I haven't seen you in a bit. Welcome back,
Velvet.
Ruth Ann. Hello, Callie Christine. Hello, Bright Light. Hello, Callie. Again, Callie Christine. Barbie. Perfectly Imperfect. Ellie. What we got going on here? Wendy H. Hello. I'm probably going too fast, but Susie B. Ashley Nicole. I love you, sweetheart.
Yay.
Videos, fun. I think we're going really fast. I'll get your name in the comment if I miss you, I promise. Roxanne, hello.
Roxanne.
Michelle, love my Rex.
Michelle, thank you. Chaos. Glenda, the Good Witch. Dobie. And I think we're caught up. All right, so much to talk about. I have real legit tea. There's a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna start the clock, the other one, and we're gonna get into it.
Get into it.
That one on.
Yes, he's fabulous, and he's on the inside.
Hold that one on. God, I forgot. Holy shit. Thank God. I remembered. Where is it? Cody. Hold on, I mute myself for a
That stage manager.
I bet can you hear me?
No, you can't find good help
Yeah.
these days.
I can hear you.
You just can't.
I bet
Where-
you I know.
where
I bet
is
you I know what you're
calendar?
getting.
Where is it? Where's the calendar?
Oh, calendar.
Where is it?
It was until you move shit.
Where is the
It's-
calendar?
Oh, it's right here. Okay, I got it.
Yay, Velvet.
I don't
Where you put
know
it.
who sent this to me. Who sent it? Any of you?
No,
It was not.
Magic Mike.
Oh,
Who
wow.
sent me the house husband calendar?
No.
Like, I'm so
Not me.
happy and grateful.
And whoever sent it, you want my address?
Exactly.
Please send it to Brooklyn too and everybody else.
Please.
I have it.
I like it.
Who
I wanna
sent
see
it to
that.
me? There was no note or anything, and I'm so happy. Like,
That was sweet. That was sweet.
It's pretty much what you saw on the show. I want to show a couple of photos from
Make
it.
sure you show November because my birth month.
Okay, so
Evan.
Louis, Namaste Louis is January, which I'm happy
Okay.
that
All
month is
right.
over with.
I can
So
do
good.
without
I'm
it.
putting that up. So for February right now, we have Dr. Bill looking.
I'm gonna forget the month of February.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
me too.
Scratching that
Um,
right off my list.
That one was
Now,
bad.
Yes.
March is my birthday month, and I'm
Did you
Yeah,
get that?
happened.
March 27th, and no shade.
Oh, you got
Uh-oh.
Dave.
I
Oh,
know
you
who
got
you're
Joe.
gonna say. I know what's coming.
Okay,
Oh,
so March is Paulie,
We don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
Paulie.
and Paulie's a good-looking guy, but like, okay, I gotta say this, and no shade to Paulie because he's good-looking, like and Delores because I love her, but like, okay, I have to say this, and no shade. Well, I guess shade because it's gonna be shady what I say, but I don't mean it to be mean, but I have to say it. So okay, so Paulie there, is March. And I get like, Rosie O'Donnell vibes from him on this picture.
Ooh,
know?
John. Now that you put that in my head, I
Yeah.
see it.
Right? Can you not unsee
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell there?
That's it.
Like-
Now I'm gonna see Rosie every time
Like, look,
I
yeah.
see
that's
him. I'm gonna
Rosie
see Rosie.
O'Donnell in this picture.
Like a definite brother.
I don't find him attractive. That's me. I just don't see it. But
Like, get into him. Like, that's Rosie O'Donnell right
keep it
there.
moving.
Yes.
Look.
I
Rosie
see it.
O'Donnell.
And I can't unsee it.
I couldn't see it either. And like, listen, they're both Irish, right? Like, I'm Irish, so I get like a quarter Irish, so I understand. Rosie O'Donnell, Paul O'Connell. But like, I was like, and this
We
is
can
my
skip
birthday.
March. We can
It's
skip
my
February,
birthday
March.
month. It's my birthday
going.
month, so like, I'm a
moving.
little, I'm a little.
Looks like it might be from Mod 146. Ruth is saying, asked if you got your present earlier.
Oh my God, was it from you, Yes, it was. Oh, I got it then. Oh, that's what you sent me. Oh, hold on. Talk about how he looks like Rosie O'Donnell for 1 second so I can send a text.
he needs a
Well,
little.
now that John put that vision in my head,
He needs
I
a
He's
could have
little.
been living without
He's
associating
not
him with Rosie
ugly,
O'Donnell.
but I don't think he's my kind of guy.
Me neither.
It was
Me
146.
neither.
But when you're my age, which I'm, Teresa and Dolores' age, you really do look at men differently. You don't, you still want the attraction, but you don't look for, they're hotter than donut grease because you figure,
Okay, so now I know who said it. It was Mod 146.
40 more years we're going to be on the front porch rock.
I
was
get
Mod
it, kind of,
146.
sort of.
But come on, this is I feel like she should be like Cassie.
Are we moving on with this calendar? I've
No,
seen
I'm
enough of March.
still on this. So no, not yet. I
Freaking
felt like
April.
this
Where was
like-
April?
I felt like he should be like, throwing a fastball at like Dottie Jensen. I felt like he should be throwing a fastball at Gina Davis. In this picture. Like where's
Where's
Mama?
Mr. Catania? I want to see Mr. Catania. Go to April.
Okay, so moving on. All right, so then here next is April, Mr. Catania, which is cute. That's a cute.
He's so cute. Stop it. He's adorable.
That's a
It is
cute
adorable.
picture. That's
I
a
he looks
really.
a little. He looks a little mean mugging in
Yeah.
that picture with the, and then you put the bunny ears on. Not necessary.
Love it.
So don't be mean. May is Margaret's man Joe on the Harley.
That's actually a good picture.
Yeah.
It really
like
is.
Listen, for Joe, they did good.
They did.
They did
They
good.
could ride my Harley any day.
Listen.
He's
again,
so sweet. Come
not
on.
to be mean, but like
He
Joe
loves
is
his
in,
wife. He's sweet.
they love each other, and that's
Right.
all that matters.
Right,
And,
right.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
John, enough.
Stop! It's sticky. No.
Ew.
So Hadi Bubati, which is
Ooh.
like
He can't even keep it upright. Look
I
at him.
can't because this gets me hot and bothered. This one. So Hadi Evan is June. Like
Nice.
Oh.
you
Hey,
don't agree that
Kentucky,
Evan's like
Are you looking
wouldn't
at
want him
that
to
one
play
without
ball.
looking at the looks?
You wouldn't want the ball in your court with Evan? No.
Yes.
I mean,
Come on,
I'll
He's
take
Wicked.
it.
we can play with.
I'm not going to kick him out of bed.
Right. I
Come
thought
on.
so.
So who's
Hot as
July?
donut grease.
You guys
July
are
is
I've
Joe
heard that
Gorga.
before.
Yummy,
Oh,
yummy, yummy.
Joe is the whole calendar. Let's be real.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
So he's got
I
the
like
Hadi
it.
Evan there.
He's
So
the whole calendar.
Joe is July. Who's August?
Okay, this is my birth month.
Nate is August.
You did
Who's
good,
Nate?
Bright Light. You did good. No?
I don't like
I
Nate.
know Nate's good looking.
He
Who's
is
Nate?
Nate.
actually very handsome,
But,
but
like-
they covered his.
He has like a
chest
weird like breast
area?
stool situation going on. Like I don't know. Like
It
so.
looks
But
like
he's got a nice
Like a
face, John.
person.
He's
No,
got
I
a
like
good
it.
face.
No, he's a hottie.
Got a
Wait,
good
who-
face.
Yeah.
Who is Nate? Who's he?
Yeah,
with?
who's
That's
Nate?
Danielle's husband.
Danielle's
Okay.
husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
The Adonis.
And then,
I'm sorry. You should have said
This is
walking
Rachel's
Adonis.
husband in September. The
Oh, thank God
lumberjack.
he's not.
Mm.
Nah, I'm gonna pass on him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
I'm
he
gonna-
needed to not color his hair, the beard the same day.
First of all, no one even knows who he
Why,
is.
Yeah,
are you
like-
a lumberjack? Like,
What?
why?
He was on Law and Order, according to Rachel. So
Okay.
there you go. Then what is this?
October.
Who is that?
I don't even know who that is, but whoever that is yummy.
Let me see. I'll tell you.
Who is this?
Let
This
me
is
see
October.
closer.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't even
Well,
see.
I don't know who that is either.
Could it be
Yeah.
Frankie?
It's like they slipped somebody in. Somebody
Is that
new.
her son?
That's not no Frankie Catania Jr.
It looks
is
like Joe Gorga's body.
Whoever it is. I
have no idea who October is. That's the mystery man.
You don't think it's Joe Gorga?
That's not Joe Gorga for sure. No, it's not.
Okay.
Who is
It's
that?
It's not Louis.
Who is that?
It kind of looks like Joe Gorga in the eye.
It does.
His one eye.
It's not Joe Gorga.
Is it like Halloween? That's why you're not supposed to know who it is?
It,
Yeah, but
it looks like a
Joe-
Phantom of the Opera kind of deal.
Right.
No, November is like
Delores,
all
we're
of
gonna have
them
to
like
say,
in the
hey,
photo
who
shoot.
is?
November's
Oh,
cute,
of course, Thanksgiving's a stupid photo.
right? So that's a cute picture for November,
Eh,
You get all of them wicked.
right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
don't
Lucky
like
me.
Louis.
December is like the front of the calendar.
Yes,
So
that's nice.
Okay.
and thank you 146 for sending this to me.
Could it be Jen's husband? Not Bill, the new
Jen
Jen
Fessler?
F. Yeah. Jen F.
We haven't seen her husband yet.
I mean, we haven't met him,
Okay.
Oh, maybe that's why
don't
there's a mask.
Can we
and
Google it?
and he wasn't at Margaret's for the photo shoot.
I'm gonna
Okay.
Google it.
It's
Who
got to
is
be someone who is at Margaret's for the photo shoot.
October in RHONJ calendar. Let's see.
It looks like Gorga's body. It does.
I want to see. Hold on. Oh my god. Can I just get to like Joe It is Joe Gorga.
It is, huh?
Well, Brooklyn gets the
Brooklyn.
golden buzzer
John,
again.
you gotta just listen to what I say, because obviously I know everything.
It is Joe Gorga.
I'll take it now.
Don't rip
Bye.
it out of my calendar, Cody.
I'll take it
Stop.
now. Bye.
No, go.
Give it to
I
me. I'll take
just
it now.
knew
That is a
that
hot picture.
abdomen.
It's Joe Gorga.
So Joe did it. My
So-
yes. Blood. Ooh, that yummy, delicious, man.
All right, bye. Go away. See you. All right, so let's talk about. So 146. Thank you so much for the calendar. Like
Very sweet.
amazing. What a great gift. Thank you so much. Here, go ahead. Don't get it sticky. Go.
Don't
Leave.
bother me for 2 days. Bye.
So let's start with the recap. So the end. So the beginning of this episode is like pretty much the continuation of the end of last week's episode. Thank you, Wendy. Oh, did you want Joe Gorga? Oh, and I found my triangle, guys.
Thank you,
my
Wendy.
triangle. I found it. Cody, I need my instruments.
Hallelujah.
Oh, Cody
The
always.
organization skills
Have
tonight
you all
are
noticed?
slightly lacking.
My organization skills tonight are just rancid.
Lacking, or
and-
the lack thereof.
Have you noticed that they haven't played the new taglines?
They haven't.
Which
There you
I've
go.
never known them to do for like more than one episode.
Wicked. I have not noticed that. You are
No,
so
they
good.
haven't. They haven't.
Because I went back and I watched it at the beginning and I was like, huh.
Reason being, John?
Usually when like they start the premiere episode, like they don't do taglines on all the franchises. In the second episode, they do. But I did pick up on that. Wait, is Diamond Girl here? Wait,
Diamond girl.
She just
where
came
is she?
in.
Did I miss her?
She
There
just
she
came in.
is.
Diamond girl.
Oh, Diamond Girl. Yes. Yes. There she is.
Homework is due tomorrow
Um,
for Sister Wives Thursday.
Sister Wise.
Right,
yes.
Wendy? October's the shiz.
No, where are my bells for this, babe? My chimers. They're not in there.
Yes, they are, John.
Oh my god.
I found them right here. Boom, boom.
John is getting demerits this evening.
That's for Addie right there. There we go. That's in my McDonald's Halloween pail, so that's fun. Oh, and there's a bell. There you go.
John don't even know what he has up here.
No, I need a string to hold it. I can't hold it. I need a string. You can't hold the triangle. It doesn't work. See, look, nothing. It has to be held by like a string. Doesn't work.
There's a baby.
So while John plays with his triangle,
There we go.
That's what she said.
All right, so we're gonna start. So it's the end of the calendar party. Delores is like, F her, which she should have been.
Yeah.
Jennifer wanted to make this whole big song and dance and make it about her again. Delores tried in the first episode several times at the roller skating rink. Jennifer was like, I'm a diva. Like Jennifer
I
thinking
cannot
like Kyle
figure
Richards.
out
You're not
what-
Kyle Richards, Jennifer. No.
what
Sorry.
did Delores do to her. This is like, is this a fake fight? Like, I
It's
can't
kind of like,
figure it
what
out.
did the nanny do?
What does the nanny do?
What did Delores do?
It's unwarranted. I think that Jen just has mental problems.
Sorry.
But even Jennifer can't tell you,
No.
she was a horrible friend. Okay, what did she do that was so horrible?
And really, don't come for Dolores, man. Like, don't come
Right?
for her.
Like, don't.
She is my new
Don't
hero.
come. When she got, I'm sorry for skipping ahead, but when she got up at that pool, I was like, "Ooh, you gonna get it? You gonna get?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I was ready for her to throw her in the pool.
Oh yeah. And she turns to Teresa. Right, Teresa? Right? Even you said it. Shut up. Like, you need Teresa to back you in an argument.
Of course she does, because she's Teresa's puppet.
Right, Teresa? You said she was messed up. Like, what are we on? 3 years old on the playground?
Yeah,
Dolores gets up like, I'm gonna beat that.
because
Well-
as people want to criticize for Melissa having no storyline, like what is
Okay,
Jennifer's?
but Wicked, I gotta tell you, last week I said on this live that the tides are gonna change and that even I right? You guys remember I said, even I'm starting to see Teresa differently. And this week, I was not alone. TikTok, bloggers, fans, I read comments.
I also have been seeing Teresa differently.
Ooh, John, say it louder.
But it seems like a lot at one time, like all of a sudden.
Yes.
And all of a sudden,
Okay, but
now
we're just
Teresa is
seeing-
a different person, and she forgives
Wait.
everybody, and she's so like, listen, if that's really the case,
Namaste.
no, she was namaste for fucking 7 years, and there has been no namaste. Now, all of a sudden, and like, listen, I will give, when I don't like people, I will give them credit. And Teresa has been super different and super chill, and especially on what happens live last night, which we'll get into.
She listen again. She buried her mother. She buried her father. She went to jail. Her ex-husband got deported. She moved. This new guy has been obviously working on her day and night. I think life changes you.
Yeah,
and
no,
I think,
I'm sorry. No,
hold
listen,
on.
I buried a lot of my family, and
I understand. I
if
also
you didn't,
think,
I didn't have to go to jail because I didn't break the fucking law.
I agree, but I think Louis is teaching her, Teresa, you're going to go on screen with a new approach. I'm going to show you how to get people to like you. If you're forgiving and you change the way you speak, you watch. I think he's been working on her since the day he met her. And I think a lot of it's an act, obviously. But I think that people are going to see another side of Melissa. I do think she's not innocent. She's got dirty hands. There's a history there. They're both equally.
But are we supposed to believe that Teresa is this changed woman? Like, nobody does like a 180 like that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and like, last week, like when Teresa went to Margaret and said, let's talk. I'll have, I'll give you some cheese and crackers from like my Dollar Tree set of, charcuterie. It's. And I was like, okay, yeah, Teresa, good for you. Like, but like now it's like too much. Like Teresa's a completely different person. Like everything rolls off her back. Like,
it's a bit dramatic. It's a bit much. We know the root of Teresa, but first of all, I hate the word charcuterie. It's antipasto. Cut the crap. It's not charcuterie. It's antipasto. We got to stop with this crap, okay? When did it become this big French word?
Well, it's cold
Kentucky.
antipasto. It's a cold antipasto.
That's it. Say antipasto. Done. Okay, that's number one. But listen, in all honesty, I get Melissa and Joe too. They're done. They're just done. They don't care anymore. They know it's sad. Joe knows it's sad. That's the only family he has. But they're done. They're done. Melissa is done. She's tried for years to just get on her good side, do this, do that. You could tell at the pool. She's like, you know what? I'm out.
I think Teresa is very cognizant of her actions and her tones because of all the backlash of last year.
That's what I'm saying. Louis has made her aware of it. He's made her aware. If you just say
her
this
actions, her actions aren't speaking for me. I mean, she can all she wants, but I'm still not believing it.
Do you see at the pool when she said,
"No, you're skipping.
What?
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
I'm getting
and
ahead
I want
of myself.
to acknowledge William Pratt's comments about how Bright Light is giving Teddy vibes, and you do kind of look like Teddy Mellencamp. I'm not gonna.
Oh shoot, you do.
You do.
Yeah.
I see that.
William, I see it, William.
Actually, that is Teddy Mellencamp. I didn't want to say that. But,
Teddy Mellencamp without makeup.
She'll get in trouble, with Tamra because they have the podcast together. But this is, in fact, Teddy Mellencamp right here. So, welcome to the panel, Teddy.
Two T's and a John.
Teddy
was fired from Beverly Hills. She needs to make money any way she can. So welcome here, Teddy Mellencamp, aka Bright Light. There you go.
Thank you.
You do
appreciate it.
You do.
You do.
Just like Paulie looks like Rosie O'Donnell. But
Yes.
you know, it's a full service show, guys. So
Yeah.
there we are. Sorry.
I'll just say this quick. If I seem a little dozy, I threw my back out, and so I'm on some kind
Oh.
of medicine.
Oh, good.
No, it's because like you're taking control of people's lives. Like what does Teddy do? She's a
Oh,
she's
well,
a,
she has a bad back.
She's like a life,
life accountability
There you
expert.
go.
yeah,
Teddy do?
yeah, life accountability.
Oh, okay.
William Pauly is Dolores' new man.
Who may or may not look like Rosie O'Donnell in his calendar shoots. He's good looking, except in that calendar shoot where I feel like Rosie O'Donnell is looking at me in the eyes, and it's my birthday month, and I'm a little sour about it. But no shade to Paulie.
Wait, it's not your birthday month yet.
Oh,
Is
no
it?
shade to Paulie. We don't think you're good looking, and you look like Rosie.
No,
O'Donnell.
he's good looking.
No
He's
shade.
good looking. He's good
Well, I
looking.
would say he wasn't,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry
I
about
know.
He's
that.
not my cup of tea, but there are people that are like more terrible looking than he is.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah,
You know, Delores is happy with him, so that's all that matters, really, right?
true.
I love
Very
Dolores.
true.
What about that big, like, has anyone ever seen a wrinkle that goes like, whoosh? And then-
Yes. I'm wondering how long till he gets Botox.
I know. I was surprised that they let him get
I'm
away with
surprised.
it.
Wicked, he's
Really
already got
haven't
Botox,
gotten them.
Wicked.
Oh, did he?
He's already got Botox.
No.
Yeah, because I noticed, I was like, it almost looks like he had like a wig and
Yeah, something. It was different.
No,
don't care
when you
about
see the
wrinkles, but-
cheeks like that, like those are Botox cheeks.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. Because I
One-
have them, so I know.
1
My
million
sister's
percent.
trying to get me to
Those
do it.
cheeks, men are like Botox cheeks. Like men just don't grow cheeks out of nowhere. Like
No.
so.
Trust me, I'm all shot up, so I could tell you when someone's
I
got
kind of feel like
Botox.
I need like Botox now, because my face is all flat and whatever. It's like maybe I need them. Maybe I need a couple of shots.
I did a
I am-
FaceTime. I
What-
did a
what?
FaceTime from Aruba to my sister, and sometimes family is just so blunt. She points to this right here. She goes, "You need Botox," like right away. I'm like,
That's what.
What?
Listen,
"Can
if
I talk to my
family can't
nephews?"
tell you, who's gonna tell you?
I mean, no, but it was like, wow. I was calling to talk to my nephews, but now
Excuse
I'm
me. I
like,
called my nonna in Italy. I FaceTimed her. She lives in Rome. I FaceTimed her last week. And this is not even like being dramatic. We're talking for like a minute, and she goes, "Te sei ingrassada," which means you got fat. And I'm like, yes, Nonna, I did a little bit. She goes, no good. That's a no good. That's a no good. No good.
Hey,
Thank you,
digital
Nonna. I love you.
sending
Bye.
All right. So then, then Danielle, and again, this is gonna be like another 4-hour live because I'm on my third sentence of 4 pages. So
Get
Get
it
a
out.
snack.
Get it out.
get a snack if you're hungry.
Get it out.
So Danielle's like, well, Jennifer was hurt. She was talking to me for 45 minutes, and I could tell she was hurt. Like, you don't know Jennifer nor this situation that they're all in.
Right, but they just got this job, right? Hold on.
Right.
These new girls just got this job. They are completely aware that this job will change their lives if it sticks. They know that their business will explode. They'll make a ton of money next season. So now in their head, they have to insert themselves anywhere they can to have friction to stay on the show. So that's
True.
exactly
Like
what I think
Jennifer.
they're doing.
Yeah, because they'll do one of two things. They'll either be so extra
So
that they'll
extra.
keep them, or they'll do nothing and they'll
Correct.
boot them.
And
Unless you're
Danielle,
like,
Mellencamp
okay,
is
beforehand, and then
the
you'll just
bottom-
boot them.
Bottom left, Teddy Mellencamp. What do you think?
I think that, well, are we going to get them like where I think when they go overboard, they try too hard. It seems really fake. So if you can get that somewhere in the middle, as far as, I can't bring it up because I know you're going to bring it up. So there's the stress eating that new girl that was stress eating the.
Oh, Jen Fessler. She's fun. We'll get there.
mozzarella.
I
We'll
love
get
her.
I love
Jen
it.
I'm like-
Fessler
Love
is
her.
a lot of fun. We'll get there.
Love her.
Yeah, so I don't want to bring it up, but yeah, I like them so far. Anyways,
I was trying to change your name to Teddy Mellencamp, and I can't. And I'm a little
Really?
upset. It's like
I
trying
could
to do it.
try.
All right. So,
Man.
all right. then then we see like clips of scenes, like we see like they're at Jennifer's house and Jennifer's talking to her daughter Olivia, and Olivia's like, I don't want to bust up my nose, it's natural.
I could not love that child more. I even wrote that down. I don't want to ride my bike, I might fall. It's okay, mommy falls. Risk my beautiful nose that's actually natural.
She's a little dramatic for a 9-year-old. What you
Right?
think?
Like if you know what,
a slapping for me.
I don't want to talk about children, but for a 9-year-old, I'm like, it's a bit much. You know what I mean? A little bit much.
She is going to grow up
sad,
to be the epitome of.
I think she's going to be worse than her mother.
She even has like her same mannerisms, the way she wipes her face and the way she was standing, and it's like she's going to be so sassy. Like
she's going to be sassy. She's
like,
sassy enough.
Out of control. She might be on Jersey Shore along with, baby.
No, she'll never be on Jersey Shore.
She's Turkish. She can't be on Jersey Shore.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I won't allow it.
She'll be on the Turkish Shore.
As the president of Seaside Heights, New Jersey, where I live.
No Aidens. No Aidens.
I will. No Aidens allowed. I'm standing by the bridge. I have like a little drawbridge toll booth type of thing, and I check IDs to make sure that no Aidens are allowed here on this side.
Gotcha. Okay.
With all and not to mention, I'm stuck on this, right? I'm stuck on this. I am no Victoria's Secret model. Obviously, I'm no beauty queen, but you're on a show. You have a house that's the size of a castle. We know you spend a fortune. Do your hair. You are on the Housewives of New Jersey. What? She's got black roots to here, brown to here, frizzy. Get a keratin. Do something. Like, am I wrong?
No, and
Brooklyn's a hairdresser, so everyone,
hairdresser. Say it the right
way. I'm a hairdresser. And I don't like it. What the hell?
I think that Jennifer is taking Teresa's shitty lead with that updo for her wedding. Like what?
Yeah, the Snooki extra large bump.
John, come on. Teresa's best friend is her hairdresser. Priscilla is their makeup artist. They're both extremely talented. Get with the program. She's outside by the pool and it's like frizz and it's 5 different colors. I'm sorry.
You know what I want to notice about this show versus like OC and Beverly Hills? Like you don't see their glam.
Jersey's so different from every other franchise.
It's just a different animal.
It's like all the other franchises, you see their glam.
It's a different animal.
But
and you don't see that
Jersey to the rest. Jersey is like by itself on like the island that I live on right now. Like you're like, listen, this is Jersey. Fuck off if you don't get it. Like that's how this is.
But Teresa doesn't ever do her own hair or her makeup. Her best friend is her hairdresser. Her makeup artist was in her wedding, Priscilla, and she's so talented. I mean, they have glam, and you see Priscilla quite often on the show, but none of them do their own hair and makeup. They all have glam.
But I'm saying, like with Beverly Hills and OC, you actually see them sitting in the chair and everything else.
Oh, Marge and the Simpsons. Yep. That vibe.
Well, people are saying like Teresa's hair lately like from like My Big Gypsy. What's that show? Like My Big Gypsy Life or
that Gypsy Wedding.
Yeah,
and everyone pretty much said like that was like the look that Teresa had, and I think they're right.
John, did you see Live with Kelly and Ryan's Halloween episode? They did a skit and it was Teresa's hair. And Kelly played Teresa.
Yes, they did.
Oh my God, send it to me right this second.
They did, yes.
How can I do that?
They were making fun of Teresa. I love it.
John, you the whole Google it.
Because Kelly's from Jersey, right? So she's got the accent down pat. And it was all about. She said, "I say yes to the hair, not the dress." I say yes to the hair. That's my best Jersey accent.
Bright Light, Teddy Mellencamp, you're a big fan right there.
I love it.
So look at you go.
Who's my big fan?
William. William's your fan.
Oh, William. Shush, Teddy is talking. Oh, hi, William.
William, you hit the nail on the head.
You should change your name to like not that Teddy Mellencamp.
How do I do that? My son's here right now. Can I change my name on YouTube? Yeah. I'm gonna try and change it here. Give me a sec. But I'm gonna turn off my camera for a sec. One sec.
Sorry, I literally went on the hair
There we
rant, John. Go to the next thing. I went on a
Okay,
rant.
next thing. All right, so then I'm gonna skip the invitation because I want to bring it up later.
Okay.
And then we find out that Teresa and Louis and Melissa and Joe go to like present an award, like I think at the VMA or something like that.
Wouldn't you have loved to see cameras rolling for what actually happened?
You know what? Speaking of that, I'm surprised they weren't. Why didn't the cameras go? It was just going to be the four of them. What a great opportunity, you know?
That's a good point. And then, oh my God, my notes. Danielle, she's positive about, what the fuck did I write?
Go ahead, Wicked, pick it up.
No, I got it. Okay, so then they're talking again, and Danielle, nope. Oh, nope. Too much dead air. Sorry.
No, they went to LA together, which Joe said was so awkward, but Teresa said she had a great time with Melissa. I heard her say that.
And like again, everything was sunshine and roses, and I guess we lost someone. There's only four of us now, but that's okay.
They should have followed.
Oh, I got it. I figured out my writing. Okay, so where did everybody go?
I'm here.
Okay. All right. So
she popped out for no reason. Didn't say bye.
No, she's here.
Oh, is she?
No,
she's back.
No, wait, Erin's here.
I am here. I'm just changing my name.
Oh,
she's going to Teddy. Leave her alone.
Yeah. Give me one sec. My son.
Put her real name up.
Yeah.
So Jen, so Danielle goes to Jen's house. And Danielle's like, holy shit, this is a fucking Caesar's Palace of fucking Bergen County, which
was a bit much. But she lives in Paramus.
I mean, but Jen's house is obscene. Like, there's like 35 bathrooms.
I'm surprised she didn't mention that.
Again, it was built for her to be on the show. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right. Of course, Jen. And Jen's like, oh yeah, we got an indoor basketball court. We got a movie theater. Like get lost in the house. So
I can't believe she didn't tell her how many bathrooms there were.
Exactly.
35.
And listen, again, this is going to sound so silly of me, but I have to say it. Yes, you do have a huge house, but like, where is your furniture?
Right.
Like, where is the furniture? Like, let me tell you, I'd be Home Goods every other day. I'd be TJ Maxx, Home Sense in the shit.
Marshalls.
Like, where is it?
It's being shipped from Turkey.
Christmas tree shops has some like furniture. Like
seriously,
if
like
your
husband's a plastic surgeon. You don't have a Home Goods? I'll send you a gift card.
I guess Jennifer House is like 80 million square feet. So like
listen, I would take Danielle's house. I love that white and black checkered cloth.
Oh, it's cute.
I love the black PVC fence, the backyard. It's adorable. So why? See, that is an issue for me. Why are you second episode in putting your home down? You do very well for yourself. Your husband does very well. You have two beautiful children, a beautiful marriage. So we see so far. Why already are you putting yourself down to make Jennifer? I just don't like that.
Right.
Know?
Why do you feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses?
I mean, listen, we're living in a different world than when Housewives first came out years ago. That's why so many people don't like watching the Housewives of Beverly Hills, because it's an unrealistic. We've been through COVID. We've been through a lot the last 3 years. When you're watching these shows, which are supposed to be entertainment, it makes some women feel less about themselves. So the second episode in to whoa,
what is happening?
Whoa, that's a bit much. So, second episode in and you're just putting your house down, and I don't like it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a lot of people would die to have a home like Danielle has.
Right. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a
I live in a 500 square foot cottage. Like, listen, this is one end of my house, and like my other hand is almost reaching the other end of my house. Like, so I get it. Like, I live in a tiny 500 square feet. This is like a joke. I live in a shoebox, but
But you live in a very exclusive neighborhood.
I do.
You know, it's
well,
a little
location,
different.
location. Hello. But like, and I get Danielle feeling a certain way because, we saw like her block. It's a normal residential block in New
John,
Jersey.
it's the housewives. You're a housewife. Let's be real.
I know.
It's not the Millionaires Club on Bravo. It's a housewife show.
I know.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I didn't like that out the gate. Just making, Jennifer's so grandiose, and my kids are gonna be so jealous of this
Jennifer's house. I mean, Jennifer's house is like just crazy, like insane.
Can you guys?
But maybe Danielle doesn't have a mortgage,
you.
and Jennifer has a huge one.
Where did Teddy go?
Teddy's trying to change her name.
Oh, okay.
Teddy Mellencamp said, "John, can you drop the link for me?"
She's talking to her father.
Oh, yes, she is.
Trying to get him to make an appearance.
Here we are. Oh my God, look at this. Teddy Mellencamp right here in our chat. Hold on, let me get.
I'm sorry, John. I can't hear anything you guys are saying. I can see you all. I just can't hear you.
You can't hear us,
Erin. Do you have your mic off?
No, I have my mic's on. I just read your lips, but I can't hear anything you're saying.
I can hear you. You could hear me.
I feel like a Verizon commercial. Hello?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So yeah, that I just didn't like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone on that one.
No, because I mean, like seriously, how do you compare your home to something that's 80,000 square foot?
You can't.
See, it's ridiculous.
And it's like, who cares?
You can't. There's no way.
A big house like that, her husband doesn't even live in it. He lives in the pool house.
Oh.
But I mean, and Bill's a doctor. He's kind of expected to have.
Oh, we got Teddy here. There's Teddy Mellencamp in the scene. There we are.
Thank you.
There it is.
So let's talk about the conversation that Jen had when she had Danielle over, because that was the beginning of the episode, right?
Which, hey, LaDonna. Okay, yeah, let's get into that.
When they were having their crudité, right?
No, there's charcuterie.
No, excuse me, it was vegetables. It was crudité.
Yes.
Okay.
And like
I got class.
And by the way, like Jen totally went to ShopRite and got like the fucking vegetable platter for her, which is the crudité, which you're right. Like, I'm like, and I saw it, I'm like, that's a ShopRite brand fucking crudité.
But
the queen
they
of
were actually eating it. Nobody eats on these shows, so I was shocked.
And ShopRite, if you guys don't know, is like the biggest supermarket in New Jersey. They're in New York, like New York, New Jersey. But in New Jersey, like there's like a ShopRite on every fucking corner. Like every corner, there's a ShopRite. Like,
see, it's Kroger in my area.
Right.
It's ShopRite, Stop and Shop.
King Cullen.
Well, King Cullen, not down here, but I know Pathmark, but they went out of business. It's pretty much like ShopRite and Stop and Shop, and I do Instacart. I should know this shit.
No more wall bounds.
No wall bounds.
Do they still have Wawas, or is that a Philly thing?
We don't have that in New York. In Long Island.
We have them here. We have Wawas here. So yeah, but
I'd love to work there for a day because I'd answer the phone. Wawa, you want?
Wawa's like a convenience store. Like you can get like sandwiches and cigarettes and grapes. Like I don't know.
They were eating the vegetables, right? They were eating the vegetables. That I'm shocked at that, but okay. So just the way she staged that, she had to like get the comments in there. She had to be like, she had to some way tell Danielle that she spoke to Margaret's friend, so they could lay the groundwork for the rest of the season. You know what I mean?
I did notice, like, Jennifer didn't ask her for a glass of wine. Like, first time probably in Housewives history that, do you want a glass of wine? Do you want a water?
No, Jennifer's like, do you want water or Coke?
Like,
I think it was like 11 o'clock.
Like, everyone has a glass of wine.
They were accusing her of smoking, Mary Jane, and she said, "I'm not doing that. I didn't even have a glass of wine. I'm not even drinking," or something like that. So she was trying to make a point.
Your dad also like wine. John Cougar Mellencamp
loved it.
Does he love it?
Yeah.
I just
So
have to ask because it's not often we have
Celebrity.
Cap on our panel. So
do you guys think that the reason Jennifer said I didn't even drink and
Yeah.
didn't offer wine is because she's trying to come off of the whole Jennifer gets drunk all the time sloppy thing?
Wasn't she going to
Her
rehab?
reputation, kind of.
No,
who was going to
because
rehab?
I
Jennifer?
thought Jen was. I thought I heard that.
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
I was like
yeah,
last year. Okay.
No.
no, because
Never.
Jennifer only gets sloppy in a group because she has an audience. But I just thought it was weird, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever, because even if you don't want a glass of wine, they're like, oh, do you want a glass of wine? We got water. Oh no, I'll take a chamomile tea or whatever. I just thought it was weird.
Maybe because she's wearing a boot, she can't get drunk because she might fall.
The
Yeah.
boot for a singular broken toe.
That's
Really?
Please let's not.
Like-
I can't. I'm gonna get nauseous if we talk about the toe. Please, I'm gonna get nauseous.
Okay.
I've had 4 broken toes
Physically
on one foot. I
nauseous.
put my Nikes on
same
and
time.
I play tennis in them. Like really, you have
Yeah.
and I better start picking.
You got a
toes.
Louboutin on one foot and the cast on the other.
This boot
Yeah,
is
she's-
ridiculous.
she's
I have a
killing me.
broken toe. Like
Yeah.
bitch.
I got
Yeah,
a
I'm not
hangnail.
sure.
Hey, John,
What?
I'm going to get my balls boiling. Is that okay?
Yeah, as long as my broken toe is fine, you're good. So where
Maybe
are
I
we?
do need
We
both.
find
It's gonna
out.
take me like 45
So we
minutes
have
for
they're
my
at
balls to
Jennifer's.
boil.
So we have Danielle and Jennifer, and they FaceTime Teresa to figure out like where they stand. So
Mhm.
Teresa says that she talked with Margaret, and Jennifer's like, "Well, did she apologize?" And Teresa's
And
like,
Margaret
"No."
says no, but I think she did, John.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it shows how Jen just wants to not be okay with Margaret. Like she's
And
like,
she
well, did she
doesn't want to-
apologize? And Teresa again, new Teresa,
Namaste.
Teresa 3.0, this new Teresa, Windows update. Teresa says no, she didn't apologize, but we had a great conversation, and I'm looking forward to how things work out. But that wasn't good enough for Jennifer,
Right.
Right.
And
But it
then-
was a fresh of breath air.
Well, wait, listen.
I got that.
Jennifer, yeah, I just
That
caught
was
that
funny.
one. She can't speak. She wrote 4 books. I mean, come on. But all right,
Yeah.
whatever. She spelled napalm for the first time in 10 years.
You're skipping ahead. Stop. But yes, Ghostwriter Teresa can spell napalm. Good for her. And I don't want to put Teresa down because she's actually being this weird Teresa Windows Update 3.0 Teresa. That's so cool and hip with everything. Which
Can she even spell her own?
I don't buy it.
I don't.
I think it's all an act, and I think she
I
wants
wanna
to
buy it,
please
but,
Louis.
It's
I
too
think
much
it's
at
half
once.
and half. I don't think it's all. I think it's Louis, guys. It's Louis. It's him. It's
Yeah.
him working on her, brainwashing her, trying to
Yeah.
get
No,
her
not
to be more
brainwashing.
like-
You think he's brainwashing her?
Yeah.
Well, he did go to that weird camp with the men where he got brainwashed.
John, I think he knows what he's doing. His mother's a therapist. I think he knows how to calm her down, and she's so in love and blah, 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 blah. I think that he wants her to be loved by the fans and knows how to tell her to talk.
Teresa has her army. Teresa has an army
When
of fans.
Teresa is in love, it's an army of one, John.
Teresa can
She is
shit
obsessed with him,
down
my
Jennifer's
friend.
throat, and they would say oh, Teresa, well, Jennifer deserved it. Yeah, everybody has their fans. I get that. So I don't think that Teresa's worried about losing fans. Teresa.
I didn't say Teresa. I didn't say Teresa was. I said Teresa got a lot of crap for being the monster, being the ogre, being the bad one. Louis comes along. He's like, you got to change your approach. You have to calm
agree.
down. He's trying to.
Yeah, I see that. I do.
Because if you flash back to the reunion, it kind of reminded me of a parent-child when the child's acting all crazy,
But
and
this is what I'm saying.
they're in the
That's what
middle
I'm
of
saying.
a restaurant, and the parent whispers over "I'm going to take you to the car," and then
That's-
she just shut up instantly.
Yep. That's
So
right.
I agree where.
But with Jennifer, I see
It's okay,
right through
Cherokee.
it.
We're not gonna kick you out. Like you're good. Like we're fine. You could be Team Teresa. Go
I
ahead.
see right through it with Jennifer. When Teresa spoke to Margaret, listen, they went into, let's just be real. Jennifer and Teresa went into the season with the plan. They had a plot, they had a theme, they had a twist, right? So they spoke to this woman, whatever, well, that's for later. They spoke to who she mentioned with Danielle. They got dirt on Margaret, on Melissa, obviously. So when Teresa's trying to make up with people, Jennifer's like, Teresa, did she apologize? She didn't say I'm sorry, right? Trying to keep Teresa angry so they can go through with the plan.
Jennifer's the puppet. Like so, if Teresa is getting along with everybody, what's Jennifer's role? What's her storyline?
John,
goodbye, Jennifer.
You're missing something, John. I think you're missing something because Jennifer still has to get Margaret back for Margaret telling the world about Jennifer's husband. She's not done with that.
Oh, yeah.
So if Teresa makes up with Margaret,
absolutely,
her plan won't work. They can't go through with what they found out.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
And you know that Jennifer is holding this information that she said in her back pocket, just so that if she goes at Margaret, she's going to say, no wonder, blah, 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 blah.
Margaret, listen, Wicked, she's not keeping it in her back pocket.
No,
she's going to let it out as soon as she can. She's making believe.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts because I'm like, I know all these people. And then I'm going to chime in later. Well, after. I want to hear your thoughts about what we found out with the conversation with Danielle and Teresa on the FaceTime about Margaret and her friend Laura. And I want to hear all your thoughts before I jump in because I don't want to say like we're like this, but like I've hung out with all of them, like Margaret, Joe, Laura, her husband Dave. Like and for years I've known them. So like I want to hear your thoughts on that and how all of a sudden Laura, Margaret's best friend for a long time.
They baited her.
I want to know what your thoughts were with Laura jumping to Teresa and Jen, the two people that hate Margaret the most. I mean, I'm not going to put my input yet, but I want to hear what you have to say. And I have to also do something.
That's her ploy to get on the show. And I think that either as a friend of a cast member or an actual wife that she wants to bring that drama, and she knows the two people who would spill what she knows are going to be Teresa and Jennifer. And Jennifer's going to take boom the second she gets a chance, she's going to spill it.
I agree with that, but I think that this Laura chick, this was Margaret's best friend before Housewives. Okay, they were friends for years.
Yes.
Okay, so and I know that. So they were best friends for many, many years. So now you have a best friend who's at your level or similar to you, right? And then your best friend goes on TV and becomes famous. And there's always going to be a little bit of jealousy there, right? But whatever, you're still friends. And then over time, things change. The relationship changes. And now it implodes and you're no longer best friends. And you now know everything about this person and you know how to use it to your advantage. And then you get baited by her two enemies and you let it out because they're also celebrities and you want to tell them bad things about her because you're angry and mad and definitely jealous, right? Wow. So now these two women are acting like your friend because maybe you're going to give us a little juice, and she spills her beans. Whether they're honest beans or liar beans, she spills them, right?
Liar beans.
Liar beans, like a bean shooter. I taught you guys last week what that means, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to stop you. Okay. Laura has been friends with Margaret for a very long time, like way before the show ever. Laura has been shot in several scenes. She's always at every event, every Housewives event. We've seen her on the show a million times, in the background, she hasn't.
Right.
But we've seen her. And if you're a true Housewives of New Jersey fan, you know that. But why would Laura, and again, why would Laura run to Jen and Teresa?
Do you know that she ran to them, or do you know that they baited her because they knew that Margaret and her
It was
fell
said
out?
on the show.
Just because it was said on the show doesn't mean it went down that way. You and I
It
both
did.
know that.
I'm saying it did.
So
Did
she
Margaret
she
do
went
something
to
her
them.
friend?
She went to them, and like, Laura and I had like a lot in common because like, we hung out, God, 2018, Laura, Margaret took me out for my birthday with Cody. I posted this picture on Instagram. It's on my Instagram right now. You can see us all together. And Laura, is a court reporter, and I was a court reporter, and we had that in common, and we bonded over that. I never thought that Laura wanted to be on the show, because usually professionals like that, and I know how court reporting works. Like, that takes up 1 million hours of your day.
Much like hairdressing.
Yes, it does. Like, court reporting is like a bitch of a job.
Right.
It's very, very stressful. Like, you're working around the goddamn clock. And
Well, see, that what you're saying right now is Margaret's getting paid $1 million a year to be on a show, and she's breaking her ass court
where'd you
reporting.
get that from? What I just said?
I'm being dramatic.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm just being a little dramatic. Margaret's making a fortune. She got famous. She's making money left and right. Her friend's a court reporter. She's not making what Margaret's making, and maybe there's a possibility to make a cameo on the show.
Hibbity bibbity.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, again, I'm going to stop you. Wicked, first off, thank you for that.
Hibbity bibbity.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But court reporters, especially, and
they do well. They do well.
Especially Laura was a Manhattan court reporter. Like, she was making bank, like probably way more than Bravo would have ever paid her.
Okay, but is it just that she wants to be on the show to be on the show? Because that's where I'm going. Wicked said it, and I'm agreeing. Mm-hmm. I think that the best shot that she's got of being on that show is saying, I know everything about Margaret. I was her best friend. Right. Give me the golden ticket.
The word on the curb is that...
We're spilling some tea now, John? Spill it.
I'm going to spill it. The word on the curb is that Laura wanted to be a housewife.
Wicked.
That's the word on the curb. That Laura...
don't they all?
Well,
Laura is going to be the biggest name/unnamed person of this whole season, correct?
Yeah, and like if you go back a season, can't say that. The fallout between Margaret and Laura has been like, for a while, like a year, I want to say. And, there were, last season, there were people saying like, getting this information from Margaret, there was a mole in like the camp, and
and she's the mole.
I
don't have tea like John has tea, but if I had to guess, which I'm just guessing, ladies, I don't know anything, but I would guess that the whole Melissa cheated on her husband thing came from Laura, and Laura probably said Margaret told her, and that's going to carry the whole entire season, and that's why next season they probably have to hear it out of Laura's mouth. That's what she's hoping for anyway.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, yes, she's getting paid as a court reporter, but she's working her ass off.
That's my point.
When she can go to Bravo, work half the amount of time.
Sometimes it's not about
I don't think that
money,
Laura would have given that up, though. Like,
It's not about the money. It's about fame. It's about getting recognized.
And as long as Margaret's been on the show, Laura's always been like in every like party, every scene. Like,
but so what? No one knows her. No one even knows what she looks like unless they search her.
But if she's trying to be a housewife, again, the word on the curb.
What better way to bring it?
Who better way to ask
John,
than Margaret?
did she audition? Did she ever try to go out and actually get a spot?
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
Bravo
that'd be
comes
cool.
to you.
is it
Friend of.
referral?
It doesn't work like that. They don't have like open casting calls for housewives. No, you need
No,
to like,
not like open casting, but I just mean, let me rephrase it. Did anyone ever try to vouch for her
Did anyone ever poach her?
other than Margaret? Yeah.
from what I hear, again, the word on the curb is that Laura wanted to be a housewife. She moved to New Jersey.
Probably bought a gorgeous home in case they chose her.
Right. And it just didn't take. And I again, the word on the curb is that Margaret tried her damnedest to get her on the show in like either a friend capacity or whatever.
And she's going to try harder.
And the network execs, like I don't know if it was Andy himself or whatever, but Andy runs like the Housewives, so it has to fall on Andy's hands at the end of the day. They weren't interested in Laura being on the show. And
Well,
from
obviously, she
here,
wanted to look
from what I hear
or
again,
something.
you know, Laura took it out on Margaret because
Makes
Margaret
sense.
didn't get her on the show.
There you go. There's the jealousy, people. I just
And
said it.
then Laura decided
go.
to flip on Margaret after being friends from high school 20 years, 30 years,
That
40 years.
sucks, though.
And then again, we're on the curb. Laura then ran to the two people who hated Margaret the most to sell her out. Again, that's
Okay,
I agree.
hold on. Or your best friend is on this show that the whole world, America, is watching, and you're saying to your friend, "Are you going to shoot a scene with me? Can I get more scenes? Like, are we going to?" And your friend never says to you, "What do you think Melissa's problem with Teresa was when Melissa wasn't on the show? Okay, when it was just Teresa back in the day. What do you think Joe and Melissa were mad at Teresa for? One guess." Because my guess is that she was on a show for 3 seasons without them, and her brother said,
it was
"Why?"
two.
And Joe must have thought, "Why didn't you ask my wife to? Why haven't you filmed with us? You film with the Manzos, you film with everybody else. The people in America for 2 seasons don't even know you have a brother."
I don't think Teresa ever wanted anybody but her in her own house.
Okay,
like, she never wanted
100%
Kathy.
Right.
She never wanted Kathy on the show, right? Kathy and Rosie.
Mhm.
Look how she treated them. Look.
But this is my point. So now what I'm saying is, look what that caused. That is why Melissa went on that show, and that because she wanted her own fame. But my point is, Margaret has this best friend. The best friend tells her, "I want on this show," right? Margaret tries, can't make it happen. Now she and Margaret fall out. The best way on that show is to come up with dirt that you could share with her 2 enemies. So she does just that.
But Bravo doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well,
might
hold on
work
a second.
that
Bravo
might work on
got
90 Day Fiance,
John.
but, like not here.
John, Bravo is getting a whole season on what Laura said, and you know that. They are getting a whole. I do not have dirt like John. This is strictly my opinion. But if I'm going to see how this plays out, the information that Laura gave to Jen and Teresa is information on Margaret and, more importantly, Melissa. And she's going to say that it came from Margaret. When this rumor comes out that Melissa cheated, it's going to come from Laura. Okay.
But why? Like, you know, okay, so like,
And then what happens? Wait. What happens when, same with Jan back in the day, same with Penny back in the day. When this comes out, they have to go to the source. I want to know what friend said I cheated. And they're going to say it was her ex-friend, Laura. Laura knows at some point she's going to have to be on film to tell Melissa. And that's how she thinks she's going to get. I didn't say she's going to get on the show, but that's how this woman thinks it's going to play out. Am I wrong?
I mean, yeah.
John doesn't want to say too much.
I don't want to paint Laura to be a bad guy. I don't.
Oh, I don't listen. I don't know her. I'm just guessing here.
It's muddy waters. I'm just saying, like, you know, if it was true that Laura.
But what she did wasn't great, John. What she did wasn't great.
No, it's not great. It's
great.
horrible. It's horrible.
I mean, we're talking tea right now, and this is some hot tea.
Okay, so it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Like, listen, Margaret. Okay, so Laura was, she was filmed, right? She was at all the events, whatever, and like I guess she was thinking that, like, Margaret could get her on the show, and Margaret tried and tried and tried and tried, and to no avail. She couldn't get Laura on the show. So Margaret said to Laura, and again, I'm speculating. So, like, listen, I tried. I can get you on the show. It is what it is. But then Laura is not happy with that, and like I would think that Laura would be, listen, you tried. I can't be on the show. I'm already a successful court reporter. I don't need this. It would have been fun, but I guess it's not in the cards for me. But no, that would have been like the normal response. No,
but when
right?
it comes to fame and
But
jealousy,
wouldn't that have been
John,
normal? Wouldn't that have been normal?
I'm gonna say yes because we're normal, but you're not talking about normal, sweetie. When it comes to fame and jealousy, people aren't normal, and you can't tell me that what she did is normal. She went to two people.
No, it's not normal. It's horrible.
She went to two people that have had a history of bad blood with Margaret.
I agree with you 1,000,000%. Yes, it was horrible that she had to, after, like, she couldn't be on the show according to like what's being said on the curb. Then she runs to Jennifer and Teresa, the two people that hate Margaret the fucking most. Like, I could never forgive that.
It's very calculated.
But wait a minute. It's horrible and it's ugly, but in her mind, it's smart. And you and I know it doesn't work that way. She'll get at best one scene with Melissa confronting her. But you have to agree with me. At some point, they're going to have Melissa or whoever it is go to the source of the rumor. And she knows she'll get a little airtime. So just like with Penny years ago, just like with Jan, Melissa's friend in the restaurant, Laura is the one that's going to start this rumor and say it came from Margaret. So at the end of the day, someone has to film Laura saying, yeah, I said it. The other day, Melissa did an interview and Melissa said, well, what came out was disgusting. You all know it was a cheating rumor and it was a friend of Margaret's and it was like telephone. So who's she talking about? She's talking about Laura.
Hold on.
That's what she's talking about.
Where is this audio? I have audio to play. Oh my gosh, where is it?
How you doing, Teddy?
I was just looking up my photos on Google.
It kind of reminds me of Cynthia and Molly from 90 Day right now. Like, Cynthia. Cynthia is pretty much talking to anybody she can. And again, I'm not trying to take a side on that, but I know what I see and what I hear. And Cynthia is like, will talk to anybody she can.
Well, now, but she was quiet for a while. I mean, now that they had the cops at her.
But why is she talking now? And she was quiet. Much like Laura. Why is Cynthia?
Well,
why is Cynthia quiet for all these months?
Well, because Cynthia has a store. Cynthia has a store with Molly, and they just had the cops there last week because she got into an altercation with the daughter.
Molly bought her out, so there you go. Boom.
Well, okay, but when the cops were there last week, she had an altercation with the daughter.
There you go.
Interesting. John, you do have the tea.
Listen, Cynthia was on a show too. Cynthia did get a role on Pillow Talk for many seasons. Who really knows what went on? She was great. I liked her. Molly's daughter seems to be fighting with everyone. I love Molly. But that girl, John, come on. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. She fought with the boyfriend. She fought with Cynthia. I mean, come on.
It's the same. Like, obviously, like, the stuff with Molly, and I hate to, like, mix 90 Day and Housewives because, like, they go like this. It's just like, it's oil and water. It's like, nobody cares. But Cynthia, and again, I'm not trying to take sides, but I'm kind of with Molly, but whatever. Like, Cynthia knew this happened. This was back in November with, like, with Olivia and this, that, and the other, and Cynthia saying, and now all of a sudden, Cynthia can't stop talking about
something else. There's more there.
Quotes, like Cynthia posts 10 times a day, like these passive aggressive, like inspirational quotes. Posting inspirational quotes in a passive aggressive way is like, God, it drives me crazy. Like, oh, like you can do better. Like, know your friends. Like, we all know who that's about.
Yeah, and there's more. Listen, there's
Just
more
say it.
there. And maybe she was, if Molly bought her out, maybe she was just waiting for the deal to go through before she started talking.
Yeah, that's
True.
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
But
Just
see,
say it.
I think Molly's smart enough to have an NDA.
Listen, the bottom line is this Laura chick, she didn't go about it the right way.
No.
She thought that she was doing what she had to do to get herself on the fucking show. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
But
And
now,
she gave them a whole season to work with.
but my point is, look at how Cynthia is acting now. Like the passive aggressive inspirational quotes. Like, you know, every post is like it's something like geared towards Molly, because Cynthia's time is up. It's up. Like, she's not going to be on the show anymore. They're not going to have Cynthia back on. Like, she was on Pillow Talk, and that was that. That was it. Like, so, like, Cynthia, her time is done. So that's why she's acting the way she is right now, to get as much airtime as she can before people forget about her. Just like JoJo Disney with fucking Angela. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm right. I'm right.
And
I've been at this.
I know
for
you're
so
right,
long.
but I have
I've
to
been
tell
at
you,
this for a long time.
you
I can
said,
call a spade
why would
from a million miles
you're
away.
100% right.
Exactly what's going on.
You're 100% right. But you said, why would Laura want to ruin her life? She was a court reporter. She makes good money. For the same reason Cynthia and Molly fell out. When TV is involved, when fame is involved, it messes up everything.
Well, Laura thought in all these years that at some point she would be a Real Housewife, or at least a friend of. I'm sure that Laura is seeing Jen Fessler on the show, and she's livid. She's like, oh my God, she's on the show, but I'm not. Imagine now Jen Fessler's on the show, and it shows Margaret's friend. Like, it says John Yates, third grade spelling bee champion. When they show Jen Fessler, it says Jen Fessler, Margaret's friend.
And
So
obviously,
imagine Laura right now seeing that.
She wants to be a Real Housewife, but obviously she wasn't a real friend. If she was friends with Margaret, really a friend, it would have nothing to do with getting on TV. Let's be honest.
Exactly. And like Cynthia's doing this because it's her, her last thing, people will forget about Cynthia. I mean, people will forget about who talks about JoJo Disney anymore in 90 Day World? Nobody, because she's forgotten about it. She was on the show, and then that happened, and JoJo Disney made her a big claim to fame against Angela, and she's doing the same thing that Cynthia is doing to Molly right now. The 100%. Same thing that Laura is doing to Margaret right now.
I agree with you, John. Yeah.
Yeah, JoJo posted all those stupid quotes every day too after her falling out with Angela. Remember? She posted all those things, like same thing, like I can't give you an example, but you know what I mean, like about friendship and know who your friends are, and
it all stems from jealousy. It all stems from envy and jealousy.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm sorry, I'm so right on this one. Like,
you are 100%.
90 Day.
I like Angela's friend on the show now. What's her name? I know you guys know her. She's a hairdresser or something, or
Renee.
She seems nice.
Yeah.
No? Okay. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking no, she's talking about Jen, John.
Who?
The one you guys like.
About Jen,
she's a stylist or something. She went to Nigeria with Angela recently. Like
Renee.
Is that Renee?
Renee. That's Renee. I met Renee in Vegas. That's Renee.
But yeah, I agree. I think they're seeking the limelight, and either they got a glimpse of what the limelight is and want to stay in
100%.
it. Kind of like the one guy on The Bachelorette who's trying to extend his 15 minutes of fame. He's at 4 now.
What, Josh?
Yeah.
Your favorite guy, John.
Your favorite person.
I was going to say he who shall not be named.
I wonder if Mary.
I don't want to give him that much power. He's just an asshole. Like I posted about him morning, noon, and night over and over and over again. And like Cass, like Natalie, Natalie's like, oh, who's this guy? Like,
Oh no.
what are you doing?
We're not going to talk about him.
What are you doing? And like, is what I just in all of that.
Back to New Jersey.
Yeah.
I can't, like, I could not have warned more people about this, and he's saying, again, this should be for like Friday. We're doing 90 Day Fiance on Friday, which I have a whole litany worth of shit to say about this whole situation. But like, I'm engaged. Go ahead, take the show. Go ahead, take over.
Okay.
Well.
But okay, I've got something regional to ask you, Brooklyn.
Yep.
Because, like, do you all, like, when you are offering someone a Coke, is it Coke, Pepsi, soda, pop? What do you call it? Because I call it by whatever brand name that I want. Like, I
No,
want a
we
Coke.
say, you want something to drink or you want a soda?
Okay. What about you, Telly Mellencamp? Easy for me to say.
In Canada, and they just ask if you'd like something to drink, and you would then say if you want a soft drink, you'd say, do you have Coke, Pepsi, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing we'll never say is
we don't say soda. We don't say
I'll never
soda.
ask you for a soft drink. If you
That's
want
what
a
we do.
soda, you want a water or you want a soda?
No, we don't say soda. We say soft drink.
Yeah, see, I say soft drink.
Soda.
Soda.
Brooklyn, it's soda for you too, right?
It's soda.
Of course it is.
What
It's
area of the region, like the
soda.
United States, do they call it a pop? Do you want a pop?
Me and Cody were like in Illinois, and like we were at the supermarket, and I was like, where's like the soda aisle? And they're like, huh? I'm like, Coke, Pepsi, like, and they're like, oh, you mean the pop? I'm like, huh? Pop?
Yeah, I'm like,
No,
Well,
we're not
that
popping.
right there
Soda.
is a good prelude into something I wanted to bring up tonight.
okay, good.
Back to Housewives. So
Please.
I'm watching the show. Okay? And they're having the argument about the engagement party and the seating. And I thought to myself, now, this is something that I understand very, very well. However, in other parts of the country, like Kentucky, women might be watching the show right now thinking, who cares where they sat? They were at a table next door. Who cares? Now, that's what I want to explain.
Yes, and like,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
it's a big deal.
Like,
that is a big deal because,
Yeah.
of course,
oh, it's a big deal.
like
It's a big deal.
It's a very big deal,
big-
and that's why I'm bringing this up because I would
For
like
Italians,
to take time
right?
to
For
explain
Italians.
to America how big of a deal it is.
Listen, before you say that, let me play Delores' clip because
go ahead.
it is a big deal. I'm going to play Delores' clip. Okay, look. Because it's a big deal. And
Yeah.
Dolores ain't kidding.
It's Delores is right. Like
They
any
can't get
Italian.
into that, right? They can't get into on the show explaining to America why it's a big deal. So I thought maybe tonight I'll explain it for a second because it's humongous. Okay. So my engagement party, like a wedding, 300 people in a hall, catering hall, venue, whatever you call it.
Where'd you get married?
I got married at Chateaubriand.
My cousin Brenda got married there.
But my engagement party was just as big at Jericho
on
Terrace.
Jericho Turnpike. Yes.
So I had the engagement party, Jericho Terrace.
God,
Okay.
so
So long
I think we're
story
related.
short,
But like,
I'm
okay.
in the
Oh, yeah.
this is my engagement party, right? And I didn't come out yet. They announced you. I'm in the bridal suite hiding with my fiance before they announce us. And there's a knock on the door. Okay. I open the door. It's my Aunt Mary, like 70-something years old. She goes, I'm very mad at you. I go, what? What? It's my engagement party. Like, what? She goes, I know talking to my cousin and you sit me right there. You do it on a purpose. I go, no, I didn't do it on purpose. Here, I was like 21 years old. I was like, Aunt Mary, it's not a big deal. Sit wherever you want. Well, that was something that lasted months. And at my wedding, I had to have 2 first tables, number 1A and number 1B, because at the first table has
number
to
counts.
be my they have to see their name is next. My grandparents on both sides, my aunts and my uncles. And if I have 4 uncles and their spouses, and I take one uncle and put him at number 2, he's gonna think to himself that I did that on purpose, that I'm less close to him, that I'm being disrespectful. So if I tell you where they sit is huge. It's ingrained in us as children. I made my table seatings for 360 people at 21 years old by myself. And I knew at 21 where to put everyone, who's not talking to who can't sit by who. And if I didn't do it right, my parents would have killed me. They looked over it like 5 times. So I just want you guys to know it's a big thing. And for
everything that
really, how long is this head table?
Everything that Brooklyn said was 1,000,000% accurate in every fucking way. Let me walk back to our wedding.
When I married this man over
so
here, an Italian,
let me talk about my wedding.
I don't give a fuck where anybody fucking sits.
Cody,
like,
you have a lot to learn.
I was like, you can't put Karen next to Lisa. You can't put Lisa next to.
And if they're arguing, if they're fighting,
you can't do that.
You have to know.
The book's out.
I have
the day after my engagement party. My Aunt Mary called my grandparents, and of course they said the party was beautiful, but I'm very upset. And then my grandfather's like, I don't know why she did that. I'm sorry. And then my grandfather calls me, and now he's mad at me. And this went on for a couple months, and it was an innocent mistake. I just didn't remember they were fighting.
First off, Teddy Mellencamp, do you have that problem with your dad and the rockers when you're doing arrangements?
Oh yeah, they're pretty. No, they don't care at all. They're very, very.
See, Teddy, and that's why I wanted to share this, because I think in other parts of the country they don't care, but in New York, here, it's a big deal. And for it to be her only brother, and for him to sit with the hairdresser, was like so disrespectful.
Let me tell you something about our wedding. Okay, so
that's disrespectful.
Would it be crazy if you guys put something on your wedding invitation or your engagement party to say, who will you not sit with? That would make your job.
No, because they won't verbalize.
They'll say to your face, "Sit me anywhere." Like, I'm okay. I want to be there. And then, like, when you meet them, they're like, "Go fuck yourself." How dare you?
She knocked on the door,
and
I was getting ready to walk out. She knocked on the door. I'm very mad at you. I'm a very
you don't get an envelope
with the famous envelope.
And and we don't. That's another thing. It's a booster. It's not an envelope. So you only have a wedding to get a booster.
See, I read an article recently trying to familiarize myself, and then they called it an envelope. It's all about the envelope.
Well, okay, so you know what? It is all about in New York, New Jersey. It is all about the envelope.
But like every else, it's the envelope. Like
we call it a booster.
By the way, don't ever get married in December like we did, because you'll get a shitty envelope / booster. But that's
because it's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas,
and like I wanted a Christmas wedding, and I learned the hard way. And
listen, I wouldn't change it.
Even though
we didn't get much, I don't care, because it was.
Let me tell you something. My whole life,
I love Christmas.
And Brooklyn will attest to this. Like okay, hold on. Erin's back. Hey, Erin. Hopefully you last more than 5 minutes this time. So
welcome back, girl.
So listen, like my whole life, like Italians are very like the tables, like it's a Christian. If you're at like a hall,
doesn't matter what kind of party.
Confirmation.
If it's got table seating.
If there's table seating and like engagement parties, weddings. And me, I had a big family. They're all dead now, but I had a big family. My cousins are still around, but like, I was always sat at like the unmarried, like shitty cousin table, but it was always table 8. We were always fucking table 8. It was me, my cousin Karen, and we would like laugh, like because every event we'd always be at fucking table 8.
And because he wasn't married, and because he was young, it didn't matter.
No,
like he didn't care what he had to say.
Because like
he wasn't
my
like a head of a family
was like just from one person. So like I didn't have kids. Right. Like if you came to the wedding, an event with like 5 kids, well, you had to pay for like your plates and your kids' plates and your wife's plate. So me, just by myself, like one person, like you're not getting the fucking, the booster that you want. So like I would always be placed at table 8 with a bunch of my cousins who were unmarried, like, and shitty. And like, we were like, like the, like the black sheep of the family. So when I got married, to you, because it was just the one time.
Wedding.
To be married once. The joke was I put all my cousins at table 1. I said, finally, it's our fucking day.
Yay.
We're all at table 1. They all, they loved it. I'm like, you're table 1.
They barely sat there because they were fighting with the whole fucking family.
That's also true.
So it was a waste of goddamn table.
Your grandmother, your aunt, and not your aunts, and like the older people.
They're all dead.
They were all passed.
They were.
Yeah, everybody passed.
Unfortunately,
at that time, they were all passed.
We got married at the Stewart Manor Country Club. And we had the whole place to ourselves. But unfortunately for me, like when we got married in 2011, like my grandmother had passed away already. And I think we just had Aunt Joanne left, right? Yeah.
So Aunt Joanne was the head of the family. She was the capo.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Joanne, yeah.
I had Aunt Joanne left. And
Uncle Tommy.
Well, yeah. And Uncle Joey was there. No.
But
yeah.
I don't think so.
It's kind of interesting because in New Orleans, I was in my cousin's wedding and they don't have seating. Like it is literally, they have like these little cocktail tables here and there, and people don't sit. Like
you need to have seating.
My family would leave with their
gifts around and then tables
for the envelopes and everything like that.
Yeah.
Which I learned
Wicked,
from
Wicked. Let me tell you something.
50,
okay.
Like,
not only do they judge by where you sit them, but they don't completely close the envelope until after the cocktail hour. Because and they don't
like Brooklyn knows.
I've
like
learned this.
We're so Italian, like, and I have not. Like, I'm so grateful for Brooklyn because like nobody gets like this Italian culture, like in how.
So I have seen it firsthand. My grandfather, they always have a stack of money and will go to a wedding, and if they
a birdhouse
during the cocktail hour, if they don't have lobster, fish, shrimp, they'll take out a couple hundred and they'll put it right back in their pocket.
That's funny.
And see, like
there's a Venetian hour,
and they
there's
give John, I have to teach you
which we had all of that.
John, I have to teach you something. You and I say Venetian hour, but I just recently learned it's Viennese hour.
No, it's Venetian, and it's not Viennese. Right. It's Venetian.
All right.
It's
what is that?
Hour. That's like what my family's always called
at
it.
The end of the party, Teddy Millenkamp. It is like 5 tables of every dessert. Pastry. Sometimes they make breakfast, crepes, jelly apples, cotton candy, pastries, cakes. Mine was 5 tables long. They brought it on the dance floor. We had fresh bagels. We had the newspaper for you to go home with. You can't every dessert, tiramisu, flambe. They were making fresh crepes, making waffles, crepes with Nutella, like ice cream sundae. I mean,
she's so goddamn right.
I know she is.
Like,
what time would these weddings end at? Like
ours
ended
I paid a lot for that. Like, I wanted, like, we got married, like, listen, as an Italian man,
I had
who's like
nobody in my Southern family, like no one.
Listen, I'm first generation Italian, right? Like my father was born and raised in Italy.
Best friend.
On my mom's side, which raised me, I'm on my mom's side. Like we were like, second generation. So like, I had a bunch of guineas, and like it was an Italian wedding, and like, but we were gay, right? So like, and like, I never wanted to have a wedding ever. Like I was with my ex before Cody for 10 years and we never even discussed it. I'm like, there's no way I could ever like marry a man in front of my family. Like, no.
You couldn't even say your fucking vows.
And even like when I married, when me and Cody were about to get married, like I was like, I can't kiss you when like
I said I don't want to kiss you either. No.
I was
That's
like,
a hard thing to do in front of an Italian family, man.
like
hard.
We actually
Hard.
we did
and like my
we did the kiss on the
grandfather, like
cheek.
who
That's what
raised
we
me,
did.
like
We did
I
the
like
kiss on the cheek.
no,
That
no,
was
we
it.
kissed on the lips. We did, but like
Did
I
we?
yeah, we
No,
did.
I think it was a side lip.
No, it was not a side lip.
No, I think it was a side lip.
But like when I went to like funerals, because that's what you go to, funerals and weddings when you're Italian. That's pretty much like the bulk
And
of
you
it.
wear black to both.
Yeah, like you do. Like
And you wear the lace
like,
over your face, the lace hat.
it's just
The
like
hat
what
with
you
the
did.
lace.
And like I said, like when they said like I now pronounce you husband and husband, like I'm like, let's high five each other instead of kissing. And
like,
that's what I wanted to do.
Like, honestly, like his whole family, like they all loved me. Like,
They did.
They loved
They
me.
did.
Like there was no like, no, I object and like I hate him. And no,
No, they
loved
did.
me.
They
Everybody
did.
loved
They did.
like John. Everybody loved the whole thing. They just weren't keen on. the
It's hard,
kissing
Cody.
or,
It's
like holding
they're
hands.
old school. It's hard. It's a hard.
It's
thing
very
for them
hard.
to-
When it's
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
loved it and they were
And-
happy for
and-
all of us, but they just did not want to see the
Like
kids
I
and,
got
like,
kicked
whatever.
out of
So,
my
which
house for
was
being
fine
gay,
with-
like
which
by
is fine with
that
me.
same Italian family. So like it was very, 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 very
You should
hard.
be proud of them, John. They came a long way.
They did.
They
They
really
did.
did.
They did. And like I called an audible at our wedding because like we were supposed to high five, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's just kiss." And that was that.
And the whole wedding was actually John's family because none of my family showed up. No
Aw.
one in my family ever showed up. The only person that I had there.
Well, they don't live around there, right, Cody?
well,
They're
they're
in Florida.
but still, that's no excuse.
Planes
That-
No,
exist.
you're right. You're right.
That's no excuse. They still
No.
they should have came. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
my best friend was one of my and she was the only one that was from Florida, where I'm from.
Well, that was
that
his
was
bridesmaid, Andrea.
And that was the only one that I had. So everybody else that was there at the party and the wedding and everything, that was all John's side.
It was
So
all my
That
family.
was a lot for me.
It was all my
in
family.
because
What was
I
left
had
of them?
no backup for nothing. So I
Well,
took a lot.
listen, but you learn a lot because even the stuff I say, because you learned it from John and his family.
Oh, of
And I
course,
think
100%.
that-
I would listen, Brooklyn. I would not change it for nothing.
Of course. And I think that even watching this show, like, I think that each one of these franchises shows America like different. Like you watch Atlanta, you get one vibe. You watch, and they're watching Jersey, and they get, like I said last week, like this education on.
It's the same Barbie. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you know what, Barbie? New York, Italian, Jersey, it's all piled into
Yeah.
one crap.
I only live in
Yeah.
Jersey, like because like we've lived there for 3 years. I'm a New Yorker. Like I
would
was
do it over again if
from,
I
like,
had it-
age,
if
like,
I
you
had
know,
the choice to do it. I
birth
would do it again.
to 7 years old. I lived in Brooklyn, and then from then on out, I lived in Long Island in Nassau County. And like I'm like a New Yorker. I live in Jersey now, but it's the same thing really between Jersey and Long Island. Like it's the Italian thing, and like
it's the same thing. Like I mean, we're just what like.
And by the way, guys,
Don't
even
throw
though
away.
Jennifer is Turkish, Teresa even said it. There's a lot of Jennifer's ways that's very similar to the Italian ways. It's
Yes.
definitely very similar.
Yes, I have a Turkish friend, which is actually her morals and everything else like that. She is.
Right.
It's
Right.
very, very fucking similar.
Yep. Yep.
Very similar. Even though she hates that I'm gay, but oh well.
Tell her to get the fuck
Your
over it.
problem.
But it was very hard for me to even kiss him in front. Like no one in my family has ever. I always like the fake girlfriend next to me at events. Like I would bring a girl with me to like the weddings and whatnot. Like because I was
You did.
not comfortable with my situation. And
Sounds like they surprised you, John. Your family surprised you.
they did. They really did. They did. And like when the bill got passed in New York in like 2011, and like we have no grand proposal story. Like I looked at Cody when the law got passed in New York, because like New York was like the 6 states like allow like gay marriage, and I looked at him. I said we should just get married because like we'll be grandfathered in, and then like we'll be okay. That was like the proposal.
Right.
It was not on a rooftop. There were no violins playing.
No,
it was just how it was.
He goes, do you want to get married? I said, ooh, that'd be a fun party. And he goes, okay. That was it. Like
I heard a lot of people tell that exact same story as soon as it became like they hurried right over, even just went to the courthouse or whatever, just to make
because
sure.
what if they said it's legal in a month and now they changed their mind?
They allowed it, and then they they took it away.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's get married to get grandfathered in just in case like they take it away from us.
It's sad. It's almost like when I heard that I don't need a COVID test to go on the cruise, I booked it. I'm like, hurry up before they tell you need one.
Yeah.
It is.
Now,
it's true. Yes.
Is it legal in all states in the United States, or
now it is? Yeah.
It is. I don't know about Canada. I think it is.
Yeah, they Supreme Court ruled that was like it was.
Yeah, the Supreme Court ruled that it was unconstitutional.
But when I married Cody in New York in 2011,
you're welcome.
You're welcome. We moved to Florida. We moved to Florida 3 months later. And our marriage in Florida was not legal.
Not recognized, right?
But I had already changed my license in New York to say John Yates. I already changed my social security card that says John Yates because it was legal there. So I got, and a social security card is a federal document. I thought that was gold. A federal document said I was John Yates. I go to Florida and they're like, oh, your marriage isn't legal here. We'll give you your license in your old last name. I said, I can't cash a paycheck. I went off. Ask him. I went off on this lady at the fucking DMV. Like, you have no idea. Like, I went off on this bitch.
Not only that, we got pulled over. He was speeding, and I said, John, I said, they're going to pull you over if you keep going like 10 over. He goes, no, it's fine because you go 10 over in New York. I said, listen, it's not.
You always go 10 over. It's fine.
It's not the same. And all of a sudden,
you're on the Seaford Oyster Bay. You could do 90.
Pulled over from like some lesbian, like officer.
She was a lesbian,
and she was. And well, of course she was. She was pinching her nipples, of course. And she goes, I need your other license. And we're like, there is no other license. She goes, well, this don't match up to this. And we're like, well, we're married.
I said, well, take it to like the courts and DMV and say like, because I refuse.
She kept saying, she goes, this, I don't know who you are now.
Because I had Florida, because the point was
I had married.
I had Florida insurance and a Florida registration, but a New York license. That was the issue. And so you have a New York license, but with this Florida car, I go, yes. And I go, here's why. And I go, bring me to court. I go, bring me to court right now. I go, I would love to fight this in court because I'm not going to give up my,
It was all like, obviously, like eventually like dropped and like whatever, because like
there was,
it was
she didn't.
Now Florida got on board, didn't they?
It was dropped because like she was so fucking confused because she didn't know what to do. And like, I'm sorry, but like, yeah, like he took my last name. Like, I'm sorry, but that is my husband. That's why I wear a wedding ring. I got married. I said I do. And this is my mess.
Right?
And well, the world is different now, honey. That will never happen again. Let's hope that stays that way, right?
Well, we didn't think that Roe v. Wade would be uncertain.
I don't really care because either way, like he's still always at the end of the day, he's still going to be my.
What scares me
mess.
is that like
I love it.
Roe v. Wade was overturned, so like there's a possibility that the Supreme Court ruling on gay marriage can also be overturned. So you don't know that.
Well, you're married, and you know why? I don't know, John. That to me, that would cause uproar like no other. I mean, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Like, when the Supreme Court rules on something like Roe v. Wade, and then it's overturned, like the Supreme Court ruled on, gay marriage, and like that could be also overturned. So
if they overturned it, would you still be married?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
well, not legally.
No,
you would be, John. You would be still. Yes, you would.
I don't know about that.
It would be going forward. You can't reverse that.
They undid California's marriages, like when California did that. So like it's a scary, it's scary to think and when we lived in Florida, like we weren't married in Florida's eyes. So if anything happened to me, Cody would have no say. If I was in the hospital and like on life support or whatever,
He wouldn't
like
be allowed in.
Cody could not speak for me and
Right.
be, you know, and
I'd
that's
blow
scary.
that motherfucking hospital up.
That's scary. It's really
They want to
scary.
see
This conversation got too deep for me. I'm getting depressed right now.
Right? Can we
Yeah.
get like back to like
Let's go to
Jersey?
show.
Let's get back to Jersey.
Let's
Nobody
get to
has
the
anything
mozzarella.
husband except for me.
At any rate, circling back to
So I'm
how we
glad I
got on this
explained that
tangent.
because obviously you guys definitely thought
Your
probably, like,
Italian sit at your wedding is like a
Big
big
deal.
fucking
big deal.
So I gave my cousins all table one, and like I got mad because like, you know, I wanted
But John, you're not
I
even
wanted
telling them.
the dais at
John.
our wedding. I
John.
wanted the 80s bridal party dais. I
John.
wanted for us to sit with the whole table with all our bridesmaids, because we had like 10 bridesmaids. That was our whole bridal
I
party.
mean, you're not telling them that like half that fucking table was outside that you were fighting with because we never got to
No.
eat our dinner because you were fighting with them
Our wedding
in
was
the
a mess.
fucking parking lot where I had to go out and get you.
drama even
That
at
was
the
like-
wedding, huh?
Italian
You're
drama.
fucking-
Italian
Yes.
drama. My cousin Karen.
We've
never
been thrown
ate
out of funeral
Caesar
homes. I
salad.
know all about it.
That's all we had at our fucking
My
wedding
cousin
was a
Karen
Caesar
was
salad because
unhappy.
We were fighting with all the other fucking people that wanted to stir up fucking trouble, but between
My
each
cousin
other.
Karen pulled me outside of my own wedding for 45 minutes and told the maitre d' had to come out and pull me out. We're gonna cut the wedding cake now. Like, you need to come in. I missed half my wedding dealing with family drama because like they didn't like where they were sat.
So now you guys can understand the whole Joe and Melissa saga.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Like Karen
We cut
brought
the-
me out and
we
she
cut the cake.
dogged
and
me
We didn't even get to eat our fucking cake.
or a dinner.
We sliced the cake, had the song going. The
See,
other.
but Cody, hold on a second. This is a great example. Again, going with the show.
Right.
Why you can't be a bridesmaid if you have issues. I mean, maybe Teresa made the right decision because
And I had cousins that I put Annette in my. I wanted Annette to be a bridesmaid.
Oh, the one that was showing her
And-
fucking coochie out on the dance floor?
And Annette, my cousin, was pissed off that she wasn't my maid of honor.
No, I would. Well, because she didn't want
And
to answer the phone.
She
you had
said,
a little Teresa Melissa
she
drama,
she
didn't
said,
you?
she said, I can't be in your bridal party because if I'm not your maid of honor, I'm out. And I'm like, well, I guess you're out then because you're not my maid of honor.
She wouldn't return the fucking phone call.
Like it's insane how Italians.
And
This
then
is
you-
what goes on, and
Yeah.
much like so. Going back to that scene in the backyard, because I think we're an hour and 40 minutes in, so now I can bring it up. So the scene in the backyard, Teresa and Melissa have this talk that from the seating then goes into their issues, and Melissa says, I'm okay with not being a bridesmaid, which I honestly think she is. Her husband is not okay with that, and
Sure.
I understand
I
it.
agree 100.
Her husband's like blown away by that, and I get
Yes.
it. Whether
What
or
we're
not you
talking
love
about right
her
now-
or she supports you, put her in the fucking wedding. Done.
Okay, but what you're saying is like what people haven't seen yet. Like there's a 7-minute clip of next week's episode, which is on the Instagram page RHONJ Obsess, which you see like the first 7 minutes of next week's episode. And I sent it to everybody.
I haven't watched it yet.
But yes, that is in the clip, but I'm talking about just in general. Like
Yeah.
in general, the fact that she's got, Joe is not good. Guys, listen, again, I hate to do this, I'm Italian thing, but Joe's not going to let that was what made him done. Everything you've seen on 13 seasons, 12 seasons of Housewives, Joe kept eating shit, whatever. It's his sister. That was it. And I know it sounds crazy because Teresa said his wife was a stripper. Teresa said this. Teresa said that. How could he just be done with her not making her a bridesmaid? But again, in that culture, it's embarrassing that she wasn't in the wedding.
It was.
It's-
And I
It's
understand
just
why
not
Melissa-
what you
mad.
do. And that's why they're done. That's why they're done.
especially like being Melissa and seeing like that, that all Louis' sisters are bridesmaids. Like
just
like,
got
you-
here. They
you
just got here.
fucking met them. Like Melissa had every right in the world to be
In
as
that
mad
instinct,
as
she
she
did.
is.
She really did. And I got to tell you again, Teresa's makeup artist was in the wedding, right? So this is like
Jennifer was in the wedding. Like
Right.
Jennifer Aiden.
Right. So for people who watch
Bridesmaid.
the show and follow it, watching us break that down, and I feel like it gives insight. Like, because I think someone would say, like, this is what Joe is so hung up on. Everything Teresa's done for 13 years, and this is why he's done. Because he keeps mentioning she didn't even put my wife in the wedding. But I think it's a good it's good insight, because that to him is awful.
And like, you know, let's not forget like that Delores wasn't even invited to the engagement party.
And she's in the wedding.
But and like no, Delores took someone's spot.
But she was still in the wedding, John.
But not originally.
She took Dina's spot.
Exactly. There you fucking go.
Which also I want to add from last week when I told you people that they said they're not fighting. She was asked again last night on Which What Happens Live, are you and Dina not talking? And she said, no, we texted today.
Yeah. What was the text? Go fuck yourself, Dina?
Well, again,
like, what was the text that they were talking about? I'm
just telling you, they're both sticking to that. So,
but like, you know, Delores was not even like, and Delores, who's been friends with Teresa since high school,
Patterson,
from like, you know, the good old girls from Patterson, like busting fucking people up. Like Delores was not even invited to like the engagement party. Like, and Teresa's explanation was like, "Oh no, it's for couples only. Get the fuck out of here."
I do not like that when Jen is alone with Teresa, they dog on Delores, because if that was if the roles were reversed, when they were by the pool in the mozzarella party,
Teresa would lose her mind,
lose her shit. When they were at the pool,
sorry, go ahead.
When they were at the pool. And she's arguing, and Jen's arguing with Delores, and she says, Teresa, come on, even you said it's bullshit that she was wrong. When Teresa says, yeah, I know, but if the roles were reversed, if Jen was arguing with Teresa and she said, Delores, even you said Teresa's blah, blah, Teresa would have looked at Delores, and the fight would not have been between Jen and Teresa anymore. Teresa would have been freaking out over Delores. So that was awful. That was not cool.
But like, you know, Delores took Dina's spot, like, and like, you know,
happily.
I'd be pissed if I was Delores and like, you know, I wasn't invited to like, you know, your wedding. I got invited to your wedding, but like not as a bridesmaid. Like now I'm in Dina's spot, like, you know, and I had to make a last minute change in my bridal party because like, someone didn't show up at the last minute. And I was like, okay, you're a bridesmaid now. Here's some flowers. Walk. So I get that, but like, you know, ugh, gross. I don't like it.
No, I don't either. And I'm glad that we could talk about it again, because I feel like some people might not understand it. And I think it like shows insight into like how these people think, like how these women think, you know, because sometimes I'm watching other shows and I'm like, what? Like, why? And, you know, because I don't understand their culture, you know.
But for like, you know, Delores sold herself short for like doing that. Like whatever, it's cool. You know, like you're in Dina's spot. But you know, but Delores is a great friend and loyal, and she did that for her friend, like at her own detriment. So whatever, like okay, you know, I
have a feeling though that Delores is about to blow her fucking top, and she is going to get fucking nasty and like really.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now, are we ready to talk about the $150 each invitations yet? Because I'm ready.
Let's do it. Let's go.
I mean, I can't, guys. I can't. This woman was in jail. Okay, she went away. She was broke.
No, she was at camp, Brooklyn.
Whatever.
That's me.
And she sends invitations, a bouquet of flowers, acrylic, hand carved, which I did a little research. And invitations like that start at $70 each. She invited 250 people. So let's figure she got 150 invitations. I mean, is that insane? Is that not insane?
But what I didn't understand, I mean, and they were beautiful, but, and I don't know about you all, but when we receive an invitation, we stick it on the refrigerator.
No, this one you had to water.
And then you toss it out. So it's like, you know,
Jesu Maria.
plus you're having them hand delivered. It's not like the postman drops them off. Like, so you got to care for these flowers. Then you got this acrylic invitation. I'm going to venture to say that it was a good $200 an invitation.
They start at $70. Start,
right.
Which means you can't get one flower with it. So you have to figure she spent about $150, if not $200, and then you have to pay the people to deliver it.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Of $200.
So you're at a good $200.
Good, like $350 to $400 per box.
You're at $20,000 for an invitation.
And then you have
Do
Ramona.
we forget they stole money from the government?
If I were like
exactly,
if I were Teresa,
nice for that.
I would have like, you know, what did Candy do? She had like the S&M people like walk up to their doors and invite them like with the hats and the S&M gear.
Oh yeah.
But is Ramona not the best? She gets the invitation and then she puts it on Instagram. Is she not the best?
But like, you know, it's not like she is the Queen of England or Meghan Markle. You know, I get that this is like the
same,
but
it's
you know,
so over the top.
Wait, Teddy Mellencamp.
Turning on a light.
You've gotten your share of like pretty invitations. Like, what's your thoughts on this, Teddy?
I thought that was pretty cheap, actually. That's
oh.
Yeah, I thought she went a little bit low budget on the invitations.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
I didn't care for it.
No,
I actually wasn't that impressed.
I wasn't either.
They were I mean, the invitations weren't pretty. I didn't
got a cake box with some carnations in it and like
daisies, Gerber daisies.
What if the person's not home?
And what if the delivery driver
it wasn't like a beveled glass or something like that, you know, like that I would have expected to pay.
And then when that got leaked, she said, fuck it, we'll do an email. You go from $200 each hand-delivered bouquet of flowers to an email.
But didn't she resend the invitations out? I think a little less scale.
Well, she wanted to.
They didn't change like anything, like the date or the time or whatever. Teresa had like a passcode for everybody to like walk in. And like,
is that how they do things normally with the password to get into the?
In that world, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes they have
20s at a speakeasy.
Yeah,
I was pissed off because
they also have
my name with a K instead of a C. So my invitation, like, it was already misspelled. So I'm like, what?
He was so mad.
They also have what are the things you scan at a menu in a restaurant to see the menu with your phone?
Thing?
Yeah.
Oh, like the smart. The QR code,
like that thing, like that white.
Yeah, they have those because anybody's gonna come to her wedding then, so she has to have.
Yeah, I wonder how the Kardashians do it.
She said something funny. She was like, you know, we wanted our wedding private.
Right.
You're filming it for a television show on cable. We're not talking public access here.
You're talking about someone, Wicked, who can't speak.
Well, true.
It's a
Which
fresh
I can't
of breath
understand
air.
since she spent her entire life in this.
A fucking fresh of breath air.
I actually was like, what? And then, okay, thank God. I thought at first I heard it wrong, but then
I literally Googled it today and I'm like, you know, when did Teresa Giudice come to this country? And they're like, she was born here. I'm like,
here. What?
She was born
Did you see when Andy Cohen was asking her the questions? He's like, Louie, is she going to know this word? He said no almost every time.
We'll get there.
Nah. He knows he didn't marry a genius.
What are you doing?
I was like, you know, I didn't think the invitations were that pretty. I just thought that, you know, I mean, clearly she was living some childhood dream of, oh, I went Cirque du Soleil dancers.
She did that already.
Fire dancers.
Tremendous Wicked. She did that. She had a tremendous wedding when she got married the first time.
Was it
And I'm
on
like,
TV?
I don't, you know,
No,
I
it
saw
wasn't
her
on
pictures in a
TV.
wedding dress, and like this was her second time. This is what, Louis' third time.
I think so.
I want to see the scooter. I don't
Well,
know.
he has a lot of
So
extras.
I did
With
think
her,
it was
but
amazing
she must
listening
have,
to
like,
her and watch what happens live. I mean,
that is
it
gold.
is true. You know, her and
Nothing much of
Jacqueline, they both have autistic sons named Nicholas now. They have a lot, you know, and I can't imagine. They must have spoke for 5 hours about everything in life.
Well, no, we'll get to Jacqueline. Not yet. I know.
We're 2 hours in, John.
Yeah.
I know.
And I'm on the
Okay.
first page
Come on,
still of my
people got-
notes.
They got families. They're not sitting here waiting for you. Come on. Speed this
Well,
shit up.
So we talked about Joe and Melissa meeting the award. They thought it was awkward. Teresa thought
What
it
about
was
like when
wonderful.
Margaret and everybody over for like like the sex game? Like it was.
I thought that was
actually
fun.
I was surprised that Melissa would be embarrassed by her things. I thought they were pretty hardcore, her and Joe, with what they
You
do.
know what? I
Yeah,
think
Surprised
Melissa
that
is a
Melissa
little
likes to lick
prudish.
those balls.
No, I was surprised that was her guilt. That was what she feels guilty about. I thought she was right into that stuff.
Why? I do it every morning.
You know what? I think that Joe is the one that
Stop.
makes those comments. Melissa's like a prude with that shit.
Okay. Yeah, I know
But I
Joe
think
does.
also writing it down and saying, you know, guessing,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah, but
You
they've
know,
had
it's
some
like-
vulgar conversations with poor Jackie about, you know, what she doesn't do with Evan and la la la. So I
Jackie
didn't
looks
think
good, right? She put on a couple pounds.
that's
and
what
she
I was
looks
thinking.
good.
And I thought,
The
oh,
best
God,
she's
that's
ever
right.
looked, I think.
Does,
And Jackie
absolutely.
has a book
Yep.
coming out now. Like
Yeah,
know,
she looks
so
real
that's
good.
like the big news. Jackie was good.
Hopefully no one says that to her. Like, you look good. You've put on
Yeah.
a couple, because someone will say that, right? And then it'd be like
Yeah.
downhill.
But right before
I'm
the
on the first page of my
sprinkle
notes
cookie
still.
party, we see a little bit more of Rachel. And I'm going to tell you my pet peeve with Rachel right now is that when people refer to their children as step, at what point?
But she did, but Wicked, let
She'd
me
say
cut
'cause
you
of her
off because
age.
she did say, I'm just saying it because of my age. People always then follow up with, well, when did you have him at 12? You know what I mean?
Exactly. But simple math tells you that, okay, if she's, you know, met when they were 22 and he was 8, 14. How many 14-year-olds you know having a baby? Not
Okay,
many.
how old is she? How old is she?
I think she's in her
34?
30s now.
I think she's in her 30s and he's closer to 50.
Yeah, and he's 15. But her whole thing of, oh, I, you know, make sure to point out that he's my stepson because people always ask me how old I am.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. It's kind of like A-listers. You know, Brad Pitt's children never get referred to as adopted. But, you know.
Well, you know what I can't stand about Rachel, and I really can't stand this about her. I really can't. I can't stand that she just had a baby and her fucking stomach is flat as a board. And I hate that bitch now.
That
I
outfit
hate
was
that
so
bitch.
cute. Wasn't it cute, her
Thanks,
outfit?
Mel.
Her
I think that,
stomach
yeah.
was flat as a board, and I thought right away, I'm not gonna like her. Oh no.
I was mad
I
too.
like she
Bitch.
reminds me a lot of Jennifer F, who has like they're very level-headed. And you know, they try to get these girls like, why are you mad? And no one can seem to understand that.
I love the comment she made at the party at Marge's house when they were taking the pictures. When she's like, well, you're a hypocrite to Jen. She was, you're a hypocrite. Your husband had an affair. What are you talking about? I
Yeah.
loved it.
I know.
Loved it.
But then I was just, you know, and then the son has lost 5 phones
5 phones.
this year,
And they bought him a
which-
new one.
based upon the filming. That would have been 1 camera a month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he would have
that's
been
good,
buying his own phone, not paying half, paying whole. And if he couldn't afford a new phone, then he just wouldn't do without.
Then they want to know, like, what's wrong with these kids now.
Right.
What did Mel B say? When I married my second husband, most people didn't know. We went to the court. There you go, Mel B. Exactly. Do that big thing once.
Well, I have a 20-year-old son, and he has never lost his phone. So that's interesting because he saved
You
for
have
it and
that
worked
big
for it.
wedding one time, and if you do it again, I mean, come on, what do you need all that for? It's insane. I don't know, not my thing.
Yeah, but they're a bit extra.
Just a bit, just a tad extra.
Only a little, yeah, just a little. But yeah, no, I think that I have a 20-year-old son, and like I said, he's never lost his phone or anything, but he also worked really hard and would save.
That's the difference right there. But Teddy,
Yeah.
that's the difference right there. He worked
Someone
for
buys
it.
it for you, they don't care. They go, "Oh, sorry
There you
about
go.
that."
It's like the next time you go on a Wave Runner, and I'm like, oh, he owns one of those too? Okay, great.
I know, right? Like I have. No, it's sad.
Different worlds.
Maybe get some popcorn.
Why not?
I was very, 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 very spoiled growing up, and my husband was treated the exact opposite. So I was like, okay, we need to be right in the middle because
I
it
have the
wasn't
same
good.
story as you, Teddy. I
Yeah.
got married and my parents were still paying my car payment, and my husband was like, "You have to grow up," because his parents didn't do any of that for him. But I am very responsible.
Yeah,
and
identical. Yeah,
we're kind of like in the middle with our kids. But my husband's
we are
come over to
too.
my way a little bit. Now my son's 15, and we're talking about like when we're gonna get him a car. And my husband said, "Well, we're gonna get him a car." I said, "Obviously, because he's a great kid. He's an honor student, you know."
Yeah. Yeah, my son actually just started up he's in university right now, but he's here. So he's just started up this like it's like a takeout business. It's these
Good for
you ever
him.
see those, like they're not poke bowls, which is like sushi, but they're like just health food bowls, and they're all can't even keep up
like
with
the quinoa bowls.
Quinoa, yeah. And then there's like a certain type of rice, and then there's those. I don't know in the States if you guys have them, but here at Starbucks we have these protein sort of energy balls, these bites.
No, we don't have those here.
Okay, so yeah, but they're loaded with sugar and all that stuff. So here he looked up recipes and made them all, and so I've been helping him.
He's a hustler.
Yeah, but I've been like helping him the whole time. I had to make. That was why I used my Aunt Phyllis's recipe today. Make the teriyaki sauce, and it turns out if you make it yourself, you get about 10 times the amount for an eighth of the price.
Of course, and you make
of a
more
jar.
money.
Right. So I'm teaching him that stuff, even though he rolls his eyes.
Good
for
him.
It's gonna be gross.
Don't kid yourself. When they roll their eyes, but you're planting a seed. Every time they roll, you're planting a seed, and 2-3 weeks from now, maybe 2-3 years from now, they say it as if it was their idea. The words right out of your mouth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's showing me his arms tonight. He goes, "I'm still sunburned." I took him.
Sorry, you can see on the phone. Sorry, sorry.
Busy.
So where are we?
Wicked brought up something about Jennifer's husband had the affair. So
yeah,
I was just saying, we were talking about Rachel. I said I can't stand the bitch. She just had a baby and her stomach is so fucking flat.
The young one.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out how old she is, but
she was born in 91.
Oh,
holy crap!
32.
Wow. So she mentions her stepson as a stepson, so people won't think she's older than what she is, which is just a bunch of crock. Just my pet peeve.
And Rachel knows Melissa through both their kids being
right.
I guess in the same.
Like what point of your life is your child not step or adopted?
Black hair.
Oh, the one with like the really pointy nose, like the
Rachel looks like she could live in Whoville.
Yes, thank you. You said it. I was hoping somebody else would, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got that pointy nose and
she's a pizza bagel, right? Do you guys know what pizza bagels are in the other parts of the country?
Yes.
Pizza bagel is when you're half Italian, half Jewish. Jewish people make bagels. Italian people make pizza. You're a pizza bagel.
Yep. You're absolutely right, Brooke.
Yep.
You got it.
Brooke?
Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
We call her Brooklyn
Don't
Well,
call her Brooke
because listen. Okay,
no thanks.
John's defensive over my name.
I
the
don't.
Full borough.
Her name is
the
Brooklyn.
full borough.
Let's not confuse people.
Whatever. I'll just call you B. Hey, B.
He doesn't want me to be Brooke.
I don't know. No, I don't. I do not want that. I know. You're Brooklyn.
I totally understand that. So I'll just call you B.
So can we get to the mozzarella party?
Bean, I got
Yes,
my
please.
Well, Margaret has her fun party. Melissa brings sprinkle cookies. I want Melissa to bring me sprinkle cookies.
Which
They
was
quickly
fun.
talk about how Delores can't be friends with Jennifer, and Margaret saying, I don't understand why this is happening. I went over, we were true, we're going to move forward. And again, we're back in the same space where she's picking up on dirt on me.
Right. They're
Yeah.
never leaving that space, by the way. They're living the rest of their lives in that space.
Who is?
And then we do meet
Teresa
Paul
and
and Delores.
Yeah.
I think what I found, I thought that he was nice. There was a picture that she has on the back of his phone, and he looked really cute there.
Yeah, that was a little corny for
Yeah.
Delores,
He
but it
did
was
not
cute.
look like Rosie O'Donnell in that picture. So good for that picture.
Mhm.
Loved it.
And like we said last week, Paul is used, or Frankie is used to being her plus one. Well, now you've got a man who is man's man who wants to take care of his woman, and Frank is lucky if he's a plus five.
Yeah.
So they're
And I
still going to work
thought
out.
it was like telling last night, like Watch What Happens Live, like when they were asking what's his name, Botox Louie, if the house has been questions, and Frank wasn't one of those bobbing heads, which I thought was weird.
Oh, cross-eyed Louie.
But John, there's gonna come a time that has to change. She's got a
Well,
man in
Frank's
her
still
life.
on the show and a very big part of it, so.
Listen, we don't know if it's gonna say that way, because when she was with the doctor, he didn't want anything to do with it. This guy likes the camera. He is one of those guys. He wants to be in charge. He keeps calling her like, "You're my lady. I'm your guy." Like, I don't know. It's like 1972, and she likes it. She never did, as per what she keeps saying.
Frank's whole house, not Frank. Paulie's whole house reminded me of Yolanda's fridge.
Paulie's house is great. His house is great.
But Paulie's house is all clear cabinets with I think food.
It's so clean.
I don't know. But I'm like, he lives in a giant Yolanda's fridge. That was my thought. I'm like, that's Yolanda's perfect house. Everything's clear and you could see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
listen,
things are refrigerated.
It was gorgeous. Am I surprised that Delores from Patterson is with an Irish guy with a brogue? Yeah, I'm shocked. Because I'll tell you right now, that is not the norm. That is so different for a girl like her. Can you imagine me with an Irish guy? It's a little strange. And my husband is mostly German. He's American.
An Irish guy.
I always say
I'm
my
a
husband's
quarter
a white
Irish.
boy. When
I'm
people
75%
meet me,
Italian.
Whatever happened with
when
Frank?
people meet me, they think my husband's gonna be like some big Italian guy with a gold chain, and then my skinny 6-foot husband comes with blonde hair and blue eyes, and they think he's like the guy next door. So I can only imagine her with an Irishman.
I feel like Paulie has the Irish curse. You know what the Irish curse is, right? You have to be like this because you're making up for that.
The uncircumcised.
No, it's not uncircumcised.
It's just teeny weeny little polka dot bikini.
Don't want.
No small.
Dick man.
You need some tweezers to get that thing out. That has got to be the smallest thing I have ever seen in my whole life. Get the fuck out of here. Teeny weeny, teeny weeny, shrivel little short dick. Don't want. Sorry.
But listen. Everybody is saying that she's never acted like this before. So she's obviously in love.
Yeah.
Good for her. Delores and Rosie. Who knew? Who knew? Not me. I didn't know. Delores and Rosie.
Rosie, Teresa.
O'Donnell.
Oh, okay. I was like Rosie. Wait, what? Huh? Because I was gonna say Rosie probably has a bigger dick than Paulie does.
She does.
John. John Yates.
Oh, John, that is the limit.
John
You went
Yates.
too far.
Dare you?
How dare you, John?
You
That
should
is
get
crazy.
spanked. Oh lordy.
I'm just saying, if I looked at Rosie and Paula, I would give the bigger dick to Rosie, is all I'm saying.
I would
Listen, this show right now could use a little Rosie.
They really It really could. And I just feel like I've had a couple of Irish friends who are like, Irish. And it was like,
Yeah, they're not known for being well endowed, are they?
no. And like when they have like the big muscles, like it's like, you're making up like what you can't. I mean, I would too. Like, listen.
Do we know
I'd have muscles if I didn't have to worry about that, but I don't have to worry about that.
Do we know
So
what Muscles Marinara does for a living?
Paulie?
Yeah.
No idea.
I don't either. Whatever he does, it's lucrative.
Yeah, his house is nice. A nice house. A good.
And he goes back and forth to Ireland often, so I don't know if he has a business there or something like that.
If you have big muscles and a tiny winky, well then I'm sorry, but you're not going to be a top. You're going to be a bottom.
I'm just
That's how it
saying,
Super sorry.
where are we on this episode?
Be something
We are on Paul's penis.
We get to Margaret's trivia party where the sprinkle cookies were brought. Talking about
Which, by the way, Teresa liked. She thought that was funny.
She did. She like, Teresa, Windows Update Teresa 3.0. Love that. So yes.
And then they bring up Jennifer and Teresa meeting with the ex-friend to dig up dirt. Dolores is hurt because
that was the third time in one episode they brought it up because it's got to keep coming up. It's got to keep coming, keep coming.
Jennifer's like, why would you go meet with them knowing that they were going to talk crap about me? To which not Dolores, Jennifer is basically like, oh, well, I was curious. Wasn't there another time that she was curious and it blew up in her face?
Why didn't somebody say, hey, Jennifer, why are you trying to like afro your fucking hair?
Exactly.
Listen, I don't like Jennifer. I probably never will. But she gave Margaret an honest answer. She said, because I wanted to know. Of course I did. Who wouldn't? She is never going to not pay Margaret back for letting the world know about Bill. It's never going to happen.
Hair did look like she was like a solid gold dancer. I'm just gonna
horrible. Horrendous. Horrendous.
Sorry.
It fell flat. I mean, it needed more like oomph if she was gonna really pull something off.
All she was missing was like the roller skates that she should have been wearing in like the first episode. And she would have been great. Like, but whatever.
Horrible.
Oh my God.
There's not a lot I could say about her hair that I
We're
haven't
gonna
already
get
said.
so much trouble for everything.
I'm gonna get an NDA over Jen's hair.
And you're a hairdresser, so you know.
Who better?
Like, does Jennifer hair like need to be like relaxed?
She needs a keratin.
Keratin treatment.
Needs a keratin treatment. They're out. Listen, I know they were outside at Danielle's house. They were at the pool. And I know it was probably 90 degrees. It's so humid in Jersey. I get it. But you're on a fucking show.
I mean, I had a keratin treatment once, and it was like wonderful. My hair was, it was like the best.
She could certainly pay for it.
She can.
She could try mayonnaise.
She got to try something.
You tell us, because you're Teddy Mellencamp. So you tell us how, the big stars roll with the hair, Teddy.
Mayonnaise.
Well, no.
A big end mayonnaise treatment, that type of thing.
I actually did try that, and it's gross. It really.
I tried it once too on a Cameo, but I tried it nonetheless. So there we go.
Yeah, that's what you said.
It just reminds me of Big Ed too much. I'm not doing it.
It's gross. it
Your
smells.
hair smells like chicken salad for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. You can't get it out. Yeah, you're right.
You can't get. I took
No.
100 showers. Like I
There's
took 4
nothing
showers
in
a day.
mayonnaise that you need in your hair.
Like cats would circle me, like when I walked outside, like because they wanted like the tuna fish that was in my fucking hair. Like, I was like, okay, like
My hairdresser tells me that I have the softest, healthiest hair of anyone she's ever had as a client because I don't blow dry it. And I rarely curl it. Yeah.
But you can't do that when you're on a TV show.
No. So I don't know what she could do. Well, there's some pretty good like 5-minute treatments, the leave-in ones.
She needs a treatment, all right.
I know what she can do. She can wrap that little nasty hair up and just put a wig on.
She could do a lot of things, but she's not doing any of them.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's it. So, okay, so we're at the mozzarella party because we already talked about Laura and Margaret. Laura is shady. Cody has to run.
Bye, Cody.
I love you guys.
Careful.
So, we're at the Mutz party, and like for some reason, like all the housewives are horny as fuck.
Of course.
Like it's cheese. It's fucking cheese. And Jen F said that in a funniest way. She is quite funny.
And they want more.
Wait, which Jen?
F.
Oh, Fessler. Like, it's they're all like, like they're all like.
Sorry, Delores.
They're all
said it,
like
not
this,
Jen.
like getting the cheese like done,
They
and
took off their underwear. They're waiting for like their fucking.
Like what the hell?
and like the guy that guy like he was hot. The one who was like missing the
Oh
cheese.
yeah, he was.
He had like he had the good part in his hair. Like
He was really good looking.
He was a hottie, and like all like the housewives were like, they were like, and they were like, hey, come get it. Like I didn't get turned on about like the whole mozzarella cheese thing.
Me either.
But I guess good for them. And Danielle has like a house like we do. It's like a regular house on like some side street. And I guess after Danielle saw like Jen's house, and she's like, okay, this beats like my split level, like 3.1 and a half. And like I guess Union, wherever she lives.
I thought, but I did think her house, John, was very nice. And again, I said it before, like
it is nice.
I thought it was really nice.
It is nice, and I would be happy to live there. But like when you're comparing to like Jennifer's house or Melissa's house or Teresa's house or Margaret's house,
they're smart.
Those are like
above
big houses.
Their means, but
all those people got those big houses. Well, not all of them, but some of them got. Delores, when she first came on the show, she had a regular smaller home and was
She
living.
still has that small house though.
She likes her small
Yeah,
house.
but she got it all redone and everything like that. They got more money now.
It's not like a big old castle like Teresa.
I just see Delores smiling now. Like, yeah, motherfuckers, my house ain't the smallest no more. What? Like that's how I see Delores playing her right now. And Daniela said, all I want is like for people not to come to my house and say like, oh, it's cute. And like what happens? Dolores comes up.
Everybody.
What a cute house, Melissa. What a cute house.
So cute.
Margaret. What a cute house.
Really, what are you supposed to say about a house?
It's cozy.
Gorgeous.
Is that worse? Oh, your place is so cozy. I love it.
AKA small.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fixer-upper. I don't know, like, saying your house is cute or cozy, like, but Danielle, she already knew, like, that her house was, like, normal house, a normal middle-class house.
Remember when, like, Ramona went to, like, Heather's house in the Berkshires? Remember that, John? When Ramona went to, like, Heather's house in the Berkshires?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, is this it?
Yeah,
Is this
and
the
I
garage?
also, And I also remember Heather, not Ramona, like going to the Hamptons, and she's like, "Well, my place is south of like the highway, which is,
Yeah.
If you live north of the highway, and it's not the highway, it's like Montauk Highway. It's called
Montauk Highway.
It's a 1-lane fucking road, man. Oh, it's not some highway. It's Montauk Highway, which they call it. If your house isn't north of the highway, like I don't want to know you, like that, So, location again.
Which, by the way, like again, for other people that don't know New York and all that, when you guys think of like the Hamptons, you probably think of like Bel Air. Meanwhile, when you get to the Hamptons, it's like all long roads, stretch of roads, all weeds on the side of you. It's like you always feel like you're lost. It's so not what people must think about it.
It's like I hate the Hamptons. Like I
live in Long Island, and the Hamptons is in Long Island, and I went there twice.
Me too.
That's
okay.
it.
So like I was never a Hamptons person. Like I spent my summers in the Jersey Shore, like where I live right now, right? So like I was never like, I don't want to pay $40 for a fucking hamburger. Sorry. Like, and like it's like, and like where like the nice houses are, it's like everything's like, it's
secluded. It's
long,
all like
secluded, long driveways, like
And people from New York, people that live in Manhattan, like you see on Bravo, Housewives in New York, or the real estate people, they literally leave on Friday night in the summer. They go to their Hamptons house Friday night. They stay there Saturday, Sunday night. They go home. And it's just like two different worlds, And there's gorgeous homes. Very, very wealthy people live there.
Boring as fuck. Like I can't stand the Hamptons. Like I never was a Hampton person. Growing up, I lived my whole life on Long Island, and like I went to like maybe like Southampton a couple of times, for like a club. I played tennis in West Hampton Beach, but like, in the Hamptons, like, once you get past, it goes West Hampton, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Amagansett, Montauk. Southampton is like the last big town. Like, they have McDonald's and like they have like stores. Like once you go past Southampton, there are no chain stores allowed. Like if you're in East Hampton, good luck.
It's so secluded. But what other people in the country must think, because they hear of the Hamptons all the time.
You need to have a yacht, and you need to have like a giant, like it's the Hamptons really are for like celebrities, like
uber wealthy.
The uber, like any like. You have to have like a 7-digit income to like enjoy it and like be there and go to the parties. Otherwise, like you're like, I'm not gonna go to the store and spend $40 on a fucking hamburger and then go to this shop and spend like $500 on a fucking Kohl's dress that I could have bought with Kohl's cash.
Actually, for a while, Kyle from Beverly Hills had a store.
Yeah,
like
shop
a
there. Yeah,
store.
he did.
So I went. That was one of the times I went. It was like a 2x4 store.
That same shop she has now still. Like what's it called?
Kyle by Aileen.
No, it's Kyle and somebody else. It's Shahida, Kyle,
Aileen. Oh, the new one.
Yeah. What the fuck is it called? It's, but the Hamptons are so overly overrated, and like you really need like a 7-figure income to like hang out there. They make it seem so glitz and glammy because it is, but like for everybody else, for the not 1%, like it's awful. Never liked the Hamptons. Like I would prefer to come to the Jersey Shore and like eat a fucking hot dog or like a Philly cheesesteak and have fun. And, my summer, we had, now I sound bougie. My grandparents always had a summer house down here. And, Jersey was always like my second home. So I don't feel bad about living here because, I can't afford Long Island because it's awful. And
welcome to my life.
Yeah, well, I tried. I mean, I
work so much.
Long Island will spit you up and chew you out, as it did me. So that's why I live here. Because it's still home to me, but I can still get back. I can still get back to the island when I want. that's why I live where I live, because Long Island is, God, it's so incredibly, and the traffic and everything else.
It's
Now,
not easy to make it here.
no, it's not, and
You have to work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, and that is exactly what I do.
just to get by.
Yes. I mean, listen, I can only imagine if I made the money I made and lived in Kentucky,
Yeah.
I would probably be able, and I'm not being sarcastic or
No,
dramatic.
she's right.
If I made the money I make right now and I moved to Kentucky, I could probably buy a house like Jennifer Aden's. Okay,
We were just actually thinking of moving, like, somewhere like not Kentucky, like somewhere Kentucky-esque, I would say, because I want to live like a king and have
Right.
a palace,
Well,
But-
hold on, John. I have a question about this. I want to ask Wicked real quick. Wicked, average home in your neighborhood, what does it cost?
Home.
Like just a nice home, not not a dump.
Okay. So where we live currently, it's kind of like a unicorn because we've got 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. We have a swimming pool, and we're on about a 2.5 acre lot.
Oh my
So,
god.
So you're like the queen of Kentucky.
so almost. You know what I mean?
But people
You're
that
the
are
Jennifer
watching this, they
Aden of
like to know
Kentucky,
this.
is what you are.
Yeah. People that are watching this, this is like an interesting thing,
Yeah, let me give me 1 second.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if you had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house,
1.5.
yeah, well, with 2
At
acres,
least.
John, 1.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, with 2 acres, 3.5.
And your taxes with 2.5 acres would be
bankrupt
about
you.
70,000 a year.
Huh?
It's ridiculous here.
It's crazy. Like, that's why I want to live back on Long Island. Like, that's my home. It's where I grew up. It's where I went to high school. It's where I went to college. That's where all my friends are. That's where my
Yeah.
family, what's left of my family are still there. All on Long Island. And like, nope, can't do it. Sorry. I could do Jersey, Ocean County. And I'm not even like in a good Jersey County. If you want to talk about Jersey, like, where the house.
What about where Jennifer lives? How's Paramus?
The housewives of New Jersey all live in Bergen County.
Okay.
Bergen is like the county that's on the other side of the GWB.
Okay.
And then like there's someone, there's Bergen is like the bougiest county of New Jersey. We're like the most people in
So
New
it's
Jersey
like Mutton Town? It's like south to South Shore?
Well,
no, I'm sorry. Hold on. It's like saying I live on the North Shore?
It's like Garden City, but like not. Yeah, it's like
Garden Oyster Bay, like Oyster Bay.
No, it's like Garden City. It's Garden City, I would say.
Okay.
And then there's Essex County, Union County, like so the top tier county, and in order of like how New Jersey is, like Bergen County is number 1. Then there's Essex, right underneath it. Union is number 3. Then there's Monmouth, Middlesex, and then we're at Ocean, which is like where everybody else who can't afford those counties and Long Island comes to go. So Ocean County, here we are.
Cherry Hill Cherry Hill, New Jersey is very wealthy. What county is that?
Cherry Hill is a suburb of Philly. That's in Burlington County.
Okay.
But Cherry Hill is like a Philly suburb.
So just to put in perspective, Wicked, like just to give you an example, if you have a small house in my neighborhood, right? You have a 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 60 by 100 property, 60 feet by 100 feet. That's it. No acres. It's like less than a quarter of an acre.
Exactly.
Okay. So 3 bedrooms, a bathroom and a half, 60 by 100, and a garage. You're looking at least, if it needs to be redone, $600,000 and at least $15,000 a year in homeowners taxes.
Oh wow.
That's fact.
Welcome to Long Island.
Welcome. And like, The roads, like it's traffic city. Like I lived in West Babylon, before we left, and my job was in Mineola in court reporting. My job was 20 miles away from my house. 20 miles.
What's on the street, John?
20 little miles. I don't even think it was 20 miles, but like it took me 2 hours to get to work in the morning.
Yep.
To get it home.
Yep.
That was my day every day for 5 years.
To put in perspective, John, a husband and wife with 2 kids living in Long Island.
I sent you the picture.
To live comfortably, not wealthy, just comfortable where you can go out to eat once a week, pay your bills. The husband and wife have to each make about $125,000. You have to bring in $250,000 a house just to live comfortably.
Is that your house?
Not really saving.
That's what we're moving to, or moving from.
Moving? You're leaving this?
Mm-hmm.
That's where they shot Dynasty.
Wicked.
That's the house she lives in that she's leaving.
And then if you look over on the side,
I'd shoot J.R. Ewing for this house. Where are you going?
I didn't realize off camera. And then if you look over at the side, it's like the aerial view of the house. I was trying to see what
John,
that
what
was.
would that be by me, John? What would that house cost by me?
Okay, this house
in Long Island, what would it be?
Oh, that's like what, like $4,000? I mean, not $4,000, like 4 million.
That house on Long Island, John.
But there's land around it too. Like that would be a Mutton Towny type of house, like East Hills, like type.
So
of,
if it's in
area.
Right away, I'm gonna say it's at least
5.6.
Okay, so that would be a $5.5 million home on Long Island.
With that land, absolutely.
And your taxes would be about $200,000 a year.
More.
Yep.
More.
Is that accurate? What it is in Kentucky?
I think the sale price on it was they waived all the inspections and everything. It was, I think they agreed on 425.
425.
I just sent the picture to Brooklyn. I just texted her.
Wait, 425,000?
So she can see it.
Wait, did I hear her right? Wait, Wicked, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Wait, did you say 425,000?
I did.
Wicked, you can't buy a garage in Long Island for $400,000.
Well, apparently you can buy a whole house.
Dude, John, do you want to move to Kentucky right now?
In Long Island.
Brooklyn, do you see the picture?
John, I'm selling my house and moving to Kentucky.
Which one?
Do you see the picture?
Hold on.
The one I sent you?
Yeah, I sent it to Brooklyn.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
She just fell off her chair.
Wait a minute.
I would never leave that ever in my life. Nope.
If I moved to Kentucky, I could have a house like that for $400,000.
I would suggest our neighbor's house, but you'd have to gut it to the studs and probably restart. But yeah, you could do that.
And I have to know, what are the taxes on that house?
No idea. It's not my house. It's my mom and dad, so I don't know.
We need a moment of silence for how amazing Kentucky is.
We all might need to like get together and actually move down.
Wicked.
And
never
buy
leave
one of these
Kentucky.
houses.
Ever.
I probably won't.
Would my estimate be right? What I said about like how much that would cost in Long Island?
If that house was in Mutton Town with that property, it would be a $5 million home.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, our house, if like our subdivision is set up to where each house has to be kind of individual, and each what am I thinking of? Each yard has to be a minimum of 2.5 to 2.25 acres minimum. So when you first drive in, they don't have that many restrictions, and you got ours that has it. And then when you go back further in the subdivision, like you're starting to, okay, they're an acre, they're half. Oh, you get a quarter. Oh, you get a postage stamp.
Like that, your house is a plantation.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I don't know if Forrest Gump is like there, like taking care of Sally Field in this picture.
I
Like
would never leave that house.
Are you moving
Up there
into
with
a
fucking
smaller
shotgun.
home?
A condo, yeah.
Less to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
So on Long Island, older people, and I don't mean older, but I mean they're done raising their children.
Yes.
They're trying to downsize because the house they bought 30 years ago for $150,000 is now worth $800,000.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to make the money and they want to go into a condo. But the problem is a 1 or 2 bedroom condo on Long Island is still $700,000.
Right.
And you have to worry about
And we were
also the
thinking-
association fees.
Yeah,
like
and the
when they-
common charges.
Yes. Like they can raise those if they want to do like the elevators, like whatever. And meanwhile, you're on the first floor. It's like I don't use them, but you still have to pay your dues.
Yeah.
for them.
Like
I work 6 days a week. My husband works 6 days a week. We have 2 children. I'm not drenched in Louboutin, but I will tell you that for an average couple here, you have to make at least $250 to be able to live.
That's why we failed.
To be comfortable.
I
It's
just
not
got-
even like fancy.
Yeah.
but
I
be
just got
comfortable.
an oil delivery today, and it will only last me about 6 weeks, and it was $1,200.
Metro.
Oil is what heats
Fucking
our home.
insane.
We were even, I love New York. Like, I still refuse to get a Jersey license or Jersey. Like, I am a New Yorker. Like, I love New Jersey.
516, baby.
I'm a New Yorker.
516.
And like my number's still 516. I will
So
never
is
change
mine,
my phone number.
516. I love it.
Like I am
Even
a
though I'm
516er,
Southern, I love
not
New
some
York.
like ghetto 631er. Sorry, Suffolk County, but you suck. I'm a 516er.
We love you, but sorry, not
Like
the same.
and like we were even thinking about like moving back and like going like on the east end of the island, like like by Riverhead, like where nobody wants to fucking live, and it's still crazy expensive. Like
Yeah,
it's,
because you're wrong, John. Privately later, I'll tell you people that I don't know if you know that I'm very close with, but you'll know who they are. And they've all moved out east and they've built mansions.
like
and
in
it's
Mastic and Shirley and like all that.
No,
shit.
not Mastic and no one still wants to live in Mastic or
No one
Shirley.
wants to live there.
Now
But-
is probably the
but
time
Center
to,
Reach,
like, actually
Center
buy
Reach,
something out
Kings Park, Comac.
No, but listen,
They're building
like that,
mansions.
Kings Park and Comac are like, still like bougie. I'm talking about like going to like out east, like,
Even Riverhead,
like,
John.
Waiting
Even-
River.
Even
like that
Swiss
type of area.
Worlds, it's changing. It's getting expensive. So Wicked, here we have the reason I keep asking you what your taxes are is because here taxes are a big thing. So
They
aside from your mortgage and aside from your regular bills, I have to pay $1,300 a month just in taxes for my house. So my annual taxes are like $15,000.
But she does live in Nassau County, which is like the
I live in
it's
the
the
most
second most
expensive
expensive county in the
Reagan
country to live
in
in.
the country. I live in the second most
November,
expensive
a month.
county in the country.
It is.
So it's been voted that for like 50 years now. So in other words, aside from paying your mortgage and your car payments and your utility and all that other crap, I have to pay $1,300 a month just to live here.
No, I think Boone County taxes are low. Like I
Yep,
don't think
Susie.
Yeah.
Too.
because my brother takes care of the finances, so I'm not able to.
It's I guarantee you it's nowhere near that.
Mhm.
But
Long
you have to
Island
say
is
something.
crazy
You
expensive.
have to.
That's
Oh
my
yes,
home.
Wendy. Welcome to my life. You have to. So our police officers make about 120,000 each a
Listen,
year.
again,
Our
I got to
teachers
believe.
yeah,
make
If
for
you
us,
want
it's about
110,000 a
90
year.
to
Listen,
8, like
my ex, Brian, his dad was a Suffolk County cop for like a million years.
They make a lot of money.
Suffolk County and Nassau County cops are like the 2 highest paying cop
Right.
positions.
Yep.
Like in
They
the
sure are.
country.
But-
When they give the tests, like for like to become a cop, people from across the country, around the world come
Correct.
So they can, and meanwhile, New York City cops get paid like 20. They started like 30,000 a
So
year.
that's what people have to understand when John says
33
that.
times.
So when you are a New York City cop, you work
You get
in
paid
Brooklyn,
nothing.
the Bronx.
It's 33
You work in the
times
5
this
boroughs.
month,
You work
because
in
I looked it
Manhattan,
up.
Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, and you make like you start at like 35 grand. They make a lot more over time, but it's very low. Out in Long Island, it's a lot safer,
They
right?
still
Where
do
the-
it 6
It
figures.
is, yeah.
Like your biggest thing is like a cow cross 25A.
Right.
Let's get
So
that going.
out in Long Island, it's the suburbs, yet they make triple. So in other states, it might not be lucrative to be a police officer or
In
to be a
Long Island?
garbage man or
Yes.
to be a teacher. But in Long Island, a garbage man makes more than a teacher in your state. A
It's
Long Island teacher.
It's 89.9.
And as a Long Island teacher, I can tell you,
89.9.
you get paid the most out of anywhere in the
Yes.
country. The police do.
Yes.
And that's why everybody wants to live on Long Island, because it's like a great
So-
place.
But you make that, but you also have to pay. So a teacher in Wisconsin might make 30 grand, but in Long Island, that teacher makes 140,000. It's very different world.
I was I'm a
John,
certified
it's so high
teacher.
because
I
the
don't
cost
teach,
of
obviously.
living
We
is
know
so
that.
high
But
here.
like,
That's why they
as a
pay more,
teacher,
because
you
the
know,
cost of
I
living
know
is
this
higher.
shit. And, you know, you can only really, like, you want a job in Long Island, like Nassau, Suffolk County. If you have to get a job in, like, you know, Queens, you're getting paid dick. You're getting paid nothing. And like when I moved from Long Island to Florida, like right before I met Cody, like I went to a bunch of different school districts and I was going to teach down there, and they wanted to pay me like the salary wound up being like $8 an hour. I'm like, I can work at the Gap and fold clothes and make more
That's
fucking
crazy.
money than being a teacher with my 4 degrees.
I sent you something on Facebook or
It's insane.
Instagram.
I feel like Brooklyn's phone died. Oh, there she's back.
What happened to?
Did your phone die?
Yeah. Sorry.
I figured it. But like, you know, I was saying, like, you know, when I moved to Florida, I you know, I wanted to, you know, I was going to be a teacher down there, and like they were paying like, you know, it was like 22 a year.
Mhm.
And like you have to deal with a lot of shit in Florida. And I was like, I can fold clothes in the Gap and make more fucking money than this shitty job.
But
And
you have to understand something. There are people watching us right now, like Wendy and Susie, and they're commenting because they find this interesting, because a lot of people don't understand this. And when you're watching the Housewives of New York or the Housewives of New Jersey, they have to have a lot more money than the housewives do in Texas or the housewives do in Georgia.
Here are
Because
fucking $10 a carton. Like
I
people
read
don't
something
get
like Nene's house was
Milk.
like 3 million. Well, Nene's
Milk
house
is
in New York would have
$7.
been 15 million. So these housewives here have to have a lot more money to have what they have here.
Exactly.
You get it?
Yes.
like that, like you know, the housewives in Salt Lake City, yeah, like they have like great big houses. But
I could be a
that house
housewife
in
in
Long
Salt Lake
Island
City.
would be like
I
10
could be
times the
one.
price.
Yes.
You know, you go to Salt Lake City, I could be a housewife there.
Me too.
Yes.
You know, like, let's be real. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand. You know, it's just, we've been voted, I think, 50 years in a row, the second most expensive county in all of America. It's insane. And after Wicked tonight, I'm going to tell my husband that I want to move to Kentucky.
We live like, if you're familiar with Kentucky, like Kentucky's here, and then Ohio's here, Indiana's here. You know, 20 minutes one way, you get to one place, 20 minutes the other way. So we're in the northernmost part of the state, and the county that we actually live in Boone, has one of the best, like hands down, top school districts in the state. I mean, they're blowing it out of the water, and we've got 2.5 acres of land, and it's a unicorn. Like, you can't go out and you either found a house with a lot of hills with 2.5 acres that really aren't usable, or you find a house with, say, 5 acres that has a small trailer. Like, no. And he was like, like my cousin is so excited to buy this house. I mean, he's just like,
I bet he is.
I can't wait.
But I have to tell you another thing that, oh, here he comes. Another thing is like renting. If you rent a house in Long Island, just rent. If you can't afford to, look at you. Look at you.
Listen. Hi, I'm Johnny Lou Peebles, and I have this chateau in Pacoima.
Oh,
And-
he's auditioning, guys. A moment of silence. John's auditioning right now for Housewives. Go ahead, John.
Yes, please. Real Housewives of Pacoima. I'm ready.
Pacoima.
Like, I'm ready. Like, listen.
How does his brain work? Where do these words come from?
Pacoima. I'm the Real Housewife of Pacoima. I'm the first one, and listen, it's wonderful. And I live in Pacoima.
You have a mansion in Pacoima?
Mansion in Pacoima, and it's great. And I pay like $100 a month for it, and it's wonderful. And
Taxes though.
Well,
40 cents.
I will be
40
watching
cents a
the
year.
Housewives of
They're great.
Pacoima if they pick John.
And $1 for your rent.
And that's how we live so great. The end.
So everybody pack up, and we're going to Pacoima.
Let's go to Pacoima. Because let me tell you, I'm in Nassau County. You would need about $4,000 a month for your rent.
Listen,
you ain't kidding.
I live in a 14 bedroom, 38 bathroom.
Wait. Can I ask, I don't know if you know this, but you might have a relative in Jersey.
I
have a cousin in Paramus.
There's like 20 relatives.
I have 36 grass tennis courts with lights on my property.
Well, I think you have a cousin named Jen because you guys talk so much alike.
When it rains at Wimbledon, they have the matches here at my house, which I'm fine with. And it's just wonderful. And you guys are just missing out. Like, I'm living the dream. I'm
not gonna miss out much longer because I'm packing my shit and moving to Pacoima.
Yes, Real Housewives of Pacoima. Not to be, it's the RHO Pacoima.
I'm already in Pacoima.
It's not to be confused with RHOP Potomac. We're RHO Pacoima, and we're good. It's right. Our next 10 over is Asshole Bend, and Asshole Bend Pacoima.
Bend over.
Yeah, and we're good. So yeah, it's very hard, but like, I love my life in Pacoima, and I have the world, in my hands here in Pacoima.
You really should, because you couldn't be a housewife anywhere else.
I could not be I could literally not be a housewife anywhere else.
You have to stay in Pacoima. It's imperative that you stay in Pacoima.
And that's why you all love me, because I live this fabulous life also in Pacoima, and
I can't.
We're good. So
go Pacoima.
We have McDonald's.
Not only did we cover Jersey tonight, but we covered Pacoima well, and you guys heard it here first. Everybody, you heard it here first.
We didn't even finish Jersey yet.
I know.
We did pretty good. We talked a lot about the episode.
We didn't even get
we
mozzarella party.
A whole education on boosters and on table seating and on property value in New York and New Jersey. So I think we outdid ourselves.
So, like, should we talk about like the mozzarella with we talked about how horny they were afterwards. Again, Pacoima. And Margaret and Jennifer talk, and Margaret's like, I thought we squashed this. I thought, like, were you disingenuous when you said, like, that we were good, and that there was that thing, and then Margaret and Jennifer get into it, right? And what happens? Margaret's like, drowning in the fucking pool. Get this is annoying.
Margaret was a little bitchy. I mean, I know. Listen, I don't blame Margaret because she knows what's coming. She's pissed. She had a friend for a lot of years that she trusted, and she knows Jennifer got on the wire with her, and she knows that everything was spilled. I don't think Margaret's scared of what's going to come out. I think she's pissed. But Jennifer was honest. Jennifer said straight up, yeah, of course I talked to her. I wanted to know dirt.
You know, and then Jen Fessler. Like, I love Jen Fessler.
She's great.
You know, I could see like why she was friends with
She's on
Siggy.
camera. She's great.
Like Jen is Siggy, like without like the craziness.
Speaking of Ziggy, Delores and Ziggy aren't friends anymore.
Well, Siggy is like doing the whole like, you know, political thing now, so I don't think Siggy pays attention much to like anything housewives anymore.
Because Margaret said, I don't want to hear that name in my house, and Delores didn't say anything in defense of it. Do you know what I mean?
Well, she said that I have you as Siggy Flicker's best friend in her phone.
Yes, she said that, and that's it. Dolores would normally be like, "Oh, no, stop," but she didn't say that.
Jen reminds me so much of Siggy though, and like I could see like why Siggy and Jen were friends, but like I like Jen because like she's Siggy like without like the crying, you know, like without like
she makes good jokes. She actually eats on camera. She's real.
She ate a lot on camera.
She did. She
was eating Melissa's sandwich with the mustard.
Yep.
You know, she's like, "Are you done with this? Because I got to eat something."
Who puts mustard on
her fucking thighs are sweating. Remember,
that was classic.
She brought a lot of real to it because a girl, if I'm sitting in the backyard at 90 degrees in Jersey eating mozzarella, I'm gonna get squattada. Wicked, aka the bumps that you get when you're fat on your legs and they rub together in the heat. That's squattada. Yeah. She was spot on with that. Right?
Well, that is true.
She said it. She had squattada.
I haven't heard that since I've been a kid. I have not heard that word since I've been a kid. Oh my God.
He does this to me all the time, you know.
I know.
I'm scared to say things.
My Aunt Camille was a big girl, and she said the same thing at
squattada.
backyard barbecue. And she's like, "I got this."
Camille had chronic squattada. Those thighs were rubbing and rubbing.
I can't with those words. I can't. You're making me cry. Oh my God. I love, you know what? Our New Jersey panels are like, you know, listen, it's New Jersey and life. Like, you know, it's really a tutorial.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should start about 7 p.m. and then we can finish up around 2.
Yeah.
You can order pizza.
Yeah.
I was telling Cody, I said this to Brooklyn right before we went live, like about Boston and goal. And like, you know, as Italians, like, you know, every Italian has like a fucking vegetable garden in their fucking, you know, they grow tomatoes, they grow herbs, they grow everything. Every fucking Italian has one. And like and much like Italians, like they would pass pills around and herbs. Like, hey Marie, you got some Percocets left over? Yeah, I'll give you some of my Percocets.
Yeah,
you trade me the Percocets for the Xanax. Yeah. Much like I'll give you some basil.
They'll take anything you got. What do you got? If I'm at my grandma's house, they live in Howard Beach, and I'm like, I got a headache. You want a Furoset? I'm like, no.
The Furosets, the blue ones. I can't with you.
I'm like, no, Grandma, I just got a little headache. She's like, take a Furoset.
My grandmother would offer me the Furosets, the blue pills. Like, oh my fucking God, I can't.
I don't want to sound bad, but Italians like Furosets. So I'd be like, Grandma, I just have a little headache. Take a Furoset. Goes away in 2 seconds. Take 2.
Me and my grandmother went on a gambling boat at a Freeport.
I did too. I puked my guts up on that boat.
I love the Nautical Mile. Is that not your favorite place?
I met my husband on the Nautical Princess.
The Nautical Mile is my favorite.
It's a place in Freeport, Long Island. It's like they have
Long Island.
You can go on for dinner.
Me and Cody almost put a house there, like, and thank God we didn't, because we would have foreclosed like 3 weeks into it. But like we were like,
It's a
the
great.
Nautical Mile is my favorite place. Oh my God.
So anyway, we love Furosets though, right, John? We love Furosets.
Oh, the Furosets, like, and my grandmother was like the walking fucking
They got
like
it all.
pharmacy. Every Italian grandmother has every pill you fucking need.
Yep.
In their handbag.
And let
Like,
me tell you something else. They think, Italian people think, no matter what you have, a stomach ache, a headache, cancer, you take brioche and you can cure life. And meanwhile, it's for antacid. It's not a medication. It's a freaking antacid.
Oh my God, the Furosets. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe you just said that. Like, are we not related?
Always.
Are we family? I feel like we might be related at this point. Like,
it's just what it is. What they do, and they all grow basil. So like you're making a pot of
it's basil and a goal.
and you have no basil, so you ask your neighbor. You go pick their basil and go, but they get mad if you pick it. They gotta pick it themselves. It's like a plant in the yard. But if I pick my neighbor Dominic's basil and go, you think I'm sleeping with him. So I gotta ask him to pick it.
Oh my God, the Furosets. I go to my grandma's house. I'm like, I have like the worst headache. She'd be like, with 4 like Furosets, blue Furosets.
You want to
take these, you'll feel better.
Oh, Motrin, Aleve. Nope, go right to fucking Furoset. Which is a controlled substance, by the way.
It is. We were like the gambling boat in Freeport, and I am not good on a boat. I have like horrendous seasickness. Like I turn green.
And by the way, Wicked, this is not a big boat, right?
It's not.
Gambling, okay? It has slot machines and stuff, but what happens is you pay to get on, and they give you a buffet before they set sail, and it's like shit food, like crap. But
you have to go out for an hour into like international waters.
No, they go out for like 3 hours, and they go out in choppy water. So you just ate shit, and now the boat's rocking, and everyone's puking. Everyone is puking their guts up.
But me and my grandma were gamblers, like, right? So like we would do the gambling boat, and like by the time we got into international water, because they tell you like, okay, you're allowed to gamble, and like my grandma would be like, here, take 10 Vicodins, you'll feel better. And I'm
like nothing. No, but like nothing.
No, I'm honest. Like I would take them like shing, shing, shing. Like I was flying high, man. Like I didn't know what was going on.
And my mom hates medication. We grew up no pills, no nothing. So she would hate when I go to my grandma's because I got my period, I don't feel good. You want Vicodin? Do you need a Vicodin? Take a Vicodin. I don't need Vicodin. It sounds awful. No, they're not.
Oh no, actually,
it does sound awful.
I grew up the same way. Like,
Mom,
I can't go to school. My period. Oh, here's some Percocet.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. It's crazy.
Yeah, back then it wasn't as.
They carry it everywhere in their pocketbook.
And then she was like, "Here, hold on to these."
Like a Ziploc bag.
Here, hold on to these. Like, when you need one, you take another one. You'll be fine.
They know what they are. They mix all the pills together. No, the yellow one is this. The blue one is this. They know.
Oh my God, not the Furosets. I have not heard Furoset since my grandma told me to take a Furoset like back in 2007. Like that's the last time I even heard Furoset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God.
But they don't prescribe them for me anymore.
That's Furoset.
We are a crazy bunch.
Crazy people. We're crazy, dysfunctional people.
Yes.
But like it worked. It works. Like I don't. Oh my God! I was in my 20s. Like I'd be like when I would take my grandma loved gambling. She would take me to Atlantic City. I'm like, I'm not gonna drive to Atlantic City. I'll take you to Freeport. We're going on the boat. Okay, that's better.
But can I tell you what's funny? She would give me a Furoset or offer me Vicodin or offer me a Percocet. But if they thought I smoked weed or if they thought I drank a beer, it was like, what are you, trash? Like, you trash? You're a girl. You're going to walk around with a beer in your hand? How dare you? It's like, it's just a weird thing. Like, like we went to a wedding for a couple who were Irish and the bride had a beer. And my grandma goes, look at her in a wedding dress walking around. Disgraziata.
Disgraziata. Oh my God, I hate you. I hate you. Disgraziata.
Like schifo.
That means disgrace in Italian. Disgraziata. Look
Because
at
the bride having a beer. You
the
know,
Buttana Fragida with the disgraziata. There she is. Oh my fucking God.
Guys, that's how Teresa grew up. So if you think she's a little weird, that would be why. That would be why. You know.
Wow. I can't with you.
Weed. If you smoked weed, oh, you're an addict. That's horrible. But you take a perk. Here's a perk.
I can't.
Crazy. Anyway, off track again. Sorry.
I know. Yeah. Well, you know what? We're gonna beat last week's live with ours. So here we go.
Listen, even if we don't get through the whole show, I think people learn a lot from us. I do.
No, we have to. Do you have to get off?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, good. Wicked, are you okay? Do you have more time?
Get a little more time.
We really need to finish this.
Let's do it. Let's focus.
Disgraziata. Oh my God, I cannot.
Disgraziata.
Fiorset, disgraziata, like the Fenoik.
Fenoik. I know.
Listen. I have not heard these words in a long time. I'm sorry. I am blessed. I'm just truly blessed that Brooklyn is here and like
he likes
these words that she's saying, like just like
him from his youth.
It's stuff that I forgot about and like memories that I'm like that I haven't that like I just forgot about. And like
you forget.
You know, it's hard like when your family's gone and
it's
like
very hard.
All those terms and all these words and like all that it's gone. Like so like it's stuff that I have not heard in literally like a decade.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
So like I'm sorry if I go like off script when she says something like this because like it's just a good memory that she's reminding me of.
Listen, you had a deep belly laugh with the Furosets, so I think it's
the Furosets was my grandmother like okay, so let me say something about my grandmother and my grandmother hated the Furosets. She would rather take the Percocets. So my grandmother was like, "Here, take these Furosets." I'm like, "It's 80 of them. Take them." Like right or wrong.
Yep.
She was like, "Take these Furosets off my hands. I don't want them. It'll get rid of your headache."
The waste
or,
of
like,
time. Because you know
whatever.
why, right? Because the Furosset only helped your headache, but the Percocet made you so happy.
Exactly.
So the Furosset was a waste of time for her.
Was for your head only, but the Percocet would make you feel good all over.
That's right. That's right.
So my grandmother was no fucking fool.
Nope.
She was like, you know, I'll give you these Furosets.
Too funny. She wasn't giving up the perks, though. I'll tell you that.
No, well, you know, she did, but
too funny.
But now John Yates, pill popping drug addict.
Yes, that's what's coming. Get ready.
Grandmother's provided with drugs.
Get ready. Get ready. Third generation addiction.
It's very I don't, but like it wasn't like my aunts all like, and like when we would like go like you know, my aunt would have to go for dinner, and like all my grandmother and like her sisters, like my 5 aunts, they would like all talk about drugs, and they would have all their drugs on the table.
But let me tell you guys, they were not addicts.
I'm short on Ativan. Here's 10 Ativan.
Yeah.
I need this. I need 10 Percocets. It was like fucking Monopoly.
Like they were swapping recipes. Yep.
Yes, right or wrong, Brooklyn. Does your family do that?
But guys, with that being said, no one was addicts. It wasn't like you think. Like they didn't. It sounds awful because we're talking about prescription medication, but we're talking about so many years ago, and they weren't like that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, my doctor gave me this. I don't need it. You give me that. Give me that. I'll give you 2 of this. This one's stronger. I'll give you 2.
Yeah. Like.
Crazy.
Even me and my cousins, like, you know.
Addie just Googled Furosset. I love it.
You know, like, I'd be like, to my cousin and I'd be like, well, I just got my Ativan refilled. And she's like, well, I got my Vicodin refill. Like, you know, let's like go happy. I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, why not?
That's all we fucking do. It just, that's how it works. Like, you know, like a trade post.
Too funny.
Okay, so
let's go.
All right, so I believe we are to what?
No, what? Well, I'm just waiting for Reddit to say that. So go ahead.
Oh God.
No, okay. My grandmother turned me to pills.
That's what's going to be the
No?
new headline.
Go ahead. I don't care. It's fun. I love these lies. Jersey lies are my favorite.
I don't
care
even
what
barely
people
drink,
say.
guys. Let me just tell you, I do nothing. So it didn't happen. So
I don't
it didn't
either
turn me into anything.
anymore. You know, I did, but
I drink one glass of Moscato and I'm down for the
Well,
count. So it didn't work.
Will
Anyway,
Graham,
I
Teddy
lived in my
Mellencamp, and
20s.
Aaron. They're
I
not here.
lived. My 20s were like lived for a living.
His grandma made sure his 20s rocked.
She sure did.
His
She was
new
the biggest
had him.
stealer.
So where are we, Wicked?
So we finally meet Paulie, and they're, Delores
No, we're at the Jen's house, the mozzarella party.
at the what party?
Oh,
The mozzarella party. No,
We didn't talk about Paulie.
he's Rosie O'Donnell.
Right. We didn't talk about Rosie O'Donnell and how much he loves her and how Delores has to apologize to everyone for being so mushy and gushy.
Right, because
he
she's
is
never
that
been like
person.
that before. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
But
a
as I
tool,
was-
a tool bag.
Right.
Yeah,
But,
she's a tool.
like I'm in my 50s, I'm their age. When I look at a man or a potential partner, I'm looking at him differently than when
Yeah.
I was in my 20s and 30s.
100%.
Like my ex, I wasn't that attracted to him. Like
You're
he
young, you
wasn't hotter
settle.
than donut grease by
Yeah.
no means.
Yeah, I got the donut grease joke down. I know that now.
But he was very thoughtful. He was very
Different
kind.
things. You look for different things. And I think that's what she's got now. She's got that.
It didn't make him a schmuck that didn't break up with me by text, but that's okay.
Woo, okay. Like
Yeah.
Sex in the City.
Yeah, it's
Post
like
it.
really? Oh shoot. Am I gone? There.
No, you're here. You're here.
I was like, really? Grab your balls and be a man.
Seriously.
Well,
But
again,
anyway, okay.
Irish curse.
That's
So,
rough.
don't know what to say about that. I cannot stop thinking about the fear set. I can't.
Oh,
like,
he's John is lost. We're gonna have to run the show. Me and
you
Wicked
blew my
run
mind
the
with
show.
the fear sets. I cannot stop thinking about that.
And then we're at the mozzarella party.
The
And
mozzarella
that looked like that
My
was
grandmother gave me
a
a
lot.
fear set. I'm like, what the fuck is this? She's like, it's for headaches. I'm like, fear set. And she goes, no, it's in the set family. Like, she's like, it's Percocet, Furacet. I'm like, oh, okay. Like it's oh my god, my grandmother.
So we talked about hold on, John. So we talked about the fact that Jen is the bomb, Jen Fessler, because she actually ate, which I think is great for people to see on TV that these women eat. And we talked about the fact that she had squarada and that she's actually super funny, But are we going to is she a friend of officially?
Yes.
Okay. So now we're at the mozzarella party. We know that the comments were made between Melissa, Delores, and Jen, right? Mm-hmm. And they leave it off that they're just going to be. They're not friends.
Right.
They're just going to be around each other.
They're going to exist.
They're going to exist. But then last night on Watch What Happens Live, Teresa says they're better now. They've made up. Thank God.
And Jen and Delores both posted pictures today of them being together.
There you go.
Like the earthquake relief in Turkey and Syria. So
they're good.
Teresa said last night they were good, and it's clear that I guess today, unless it was staged, I don't know. But you know
what, Delores does a lot of relief work and a lot of humanitarian work.
She does.
And Jen has been raising money for Turkey, so it's probably not. They're probably doing it,
Yeah. No, yeah. So I like Delores hating her. I thought when Delores got up out of the pool that she was
I expected
he was gonna serve Jennifer with a good old fashioned Patterson beatdown.
Yeah, I thought Jennifer was gonna flinch. I think she did flinch, and I thought Delores was gonna beat a bitch. I did. But it was pretty. It wasn't like a crazy fight. It was normal for them. And then they're all, dying over the fucking mozzarella, which was ridiculous. And I thought,
Like,
all in all,
how many was that made for?
And I wouldn't have eaten it. Like
So-
that looked messy to me. Like, and like,
yeah, but I
there,
have to tell you, Wicked, I feel like, to be honest, I feel like that was just made for the show to be wasted, because they brought like personal small mozzarellas that I saw the girls eat. So I'm pretty sure that was literally just for the camera.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I'm like, people are doing their photo ops with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay,
I
but
mean,
like,
listen, there's
why
nothing
are
like
you
having
bringing
fresh
enough
mozzarella.
mozzarella to feed an Armenian army?
Yeah, that was for the camera. That was the
Like,
best. Yeah.
I wouldn't have eaten the. Would you have eaten the mozzarella? Like,
No,
like
no,
I would
and
not
no,
have.
no.
We're gonna have to start our own Housewives thing. It was the Real Housewives of Pacoima.
John's on that. He's sticking to that.
I am. Come up with taglines.
You could start
like-
Pacoima. I'm going to Kentucky. Sorry, I am.
I got my mint julep cup.
Yeah, she got the $500 cup.
Well, we're not all Jennifer Aidens, okay? Wicked. Sorry.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of Kentucky that you could hold. I mean,
Yeah,
the
that's
horseshoe.
true. You're right.
I would hold a
Tobacco.
horseshoe. The Kentucky
What?
Derby. I would hold a horseshoe.
Not to interrupt, but why can't I remember what happened after the mozzarella party? Did anything happen? After
No, it ended at the mozzarella
Yeah,
party.
it
It
ended.
did. Okay, so we're almost done. Yeah, it did end.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
And then, like, we see, like, there were.
Right, because the next show is still going to be at the mozzarella party. Okay.
Right.
And I sent you guys a clip of, like, the first 7 minutes of, like,
Right.
next week's episode. Where you see Teresa actually saying to Melissa, do you want to be a bridesmaid? I'd be happy to have you if you wanted to, which we should save for next week.
So
Mhm.
let's save that, because that's a pretty big conversation right there. And I have
Yeah.
a lot of opinion on it. And I don't know if Wicked watched it yet. Did you, Wicked?
I know.
haven't watched it.
I
Yeah,
sent it
that's
to
a
you,
pretty big
Wicked.
conversation.
Do your homework.
You know what? I was out buying a new bed tonight.
Well, I'm sure you were like sipping mint juleps in your plantation style home, and you had no time to watch that clip.
It is weird going from what we
Oh,
have
yeah, it
now
is. Oh,
to
yeah,
a
it is.
condo. It
Yeah.
is a little crazy.
Oh,
But-
yeah.
Brooklyn, okay, did you think you watched the clip? Did you think that Melissa was right or wrong for her decision? Without saying anything to the
100% right.
I agree.
100.
I agree.
You would never accept something like that.
Okay, so
Oh, I did see that part. Yes, 100%.
we will cover that on next week's
Yes.
5-hour part reunion.
We're going to start at 6.
we're still not done yet because we didn't get to the tea yet.
You know what I love, guys? That we talk for 3 hours so easily.
Yes.
Not a lot of people could do that.
Right. Are you going to spill the tea now or later?
Well, we're done. Are we done with the episode recap? Like, I think we are.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's time for the tea, John.
Okay, so Teresa and Jacqueline just decided to be friends again. Thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I saw that coming, because when Jacqueline wrote that comment about Melissa, Teresa
And what
realized
did Jacqueline say about Melissa?
that she's fake as fuck,
There
which
it
is
is.
what I've been telling you, even though I know
No,
I'm going to
Team
get heat
Melissa.
for it. I
Team
know you love Melissa. I can't believe I'm saying it myself. I've always been mad at Teresa for a lot of things, but lately I see two sides. And Jacqueline did get a raw deal from Melissa. She did.
What did
Jacqueline-
you do, Jacqueline?
Jacqueline and Teresa were friends way before this. And Jacqueline, listen to me.
No.
Melissa got Jacqueline's ear. Jacqueline defended Melissa. She tried to help them and got screwed for it. Melissa at that ski lodge in Vermont never even answered her, kept making believe she couldn't answer her. She didn't want to answer her. Melissa's a liar. She lied about her nose job. She lied at the table that night.
Oh, I have the hiccups.
I think that Teresa and Jacqueline had a real family
Oh.
friendship, and they have a lot to catch up on. And I saw that lunch coming like you have no idea. When I saw that
Teresa,
picture, I knew
no.
it.
Jacqueline was pissed when she thought that, which was on Watch What Happens Live last. Oh, got the hiccups live last night. And sorry, you put your hands up when you have hiccups. Sorry. So,
Look up at the birdie, John. Look up at the birdie.
Jacqueline, called Teresa out, and then she had Caroline come out and like back her up. Season 5, I think. And oh my God, the hiccups! I can't. Melissa had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
I'm not saying it was that part, but there was a lot. And I think that Melissa was in Jacqueline's ear when she wasn't talking to Teresa, told Jacqueline. The bottom line is that Jacqueline and Teresa were very, very good friends for many years. They had a lot to talk about. And they did.
Lucy and Ethel.
And they did. 5 hours at lunch. I think it is crazy how they both have an autistic son named Nicholas. And I think that Teresa's learned a lot about autism. And those boys are always at Teresa's house.
That's not the reason why Teresa talked to Jacqueline.
It's not the reason why, John, but I gotta tell you that it's not the reason why, of course. But it was. I guarantee it was a big part of their conversation. I think they talked about that for a while.
Cody wants to wig. So, also, if you watch What Happens Live last night, Teresa was forgiving to Kim D.
Well, John, again, I think it's just this whole like Louis, like
I think that Teresa is building an army. That's what I think.
Well,
I think that Teresa knows she's outnumbered, and Teresa, Jennifer is not good enough. So now Teresa is friends with Jacqueline. Teresa
Who
is now friends. It's Jacqueline. Teresa is now friends with Jacqueline. Now she forgives Kim D.
You know what?
That's not weird to anybody.
I'm telling you, the people are watching and they are agreeing with what I said last week. The tide is turning against Melissa. Wait and see. But you know what? Bottom line, here's the thing. Melissa and Teresa are one and the same. They are one and the same. They are so much alike.
Hiccups are killing me.
Absolutely.
That's why they both fight for they're so jealous of each other. They fight for the limelight. They fight for attention.
Honey, give me a spoonful of sugar.
And Joe Borga said it. I went back and watched the old seasons. When he sat down at season 3 with Teresa at the table in the restaurant, he said, "You and my wife are the same. You're in competition." And that's the truth. They're exactly alike.
So get a spoonful of sugar and put some water on it.
Sugar makes the
No,
medicine go down.
according to Wendy.
Go down.
Oh my God.
And if it don't, well then you need to go out and buy me some more sugar for my coffee.
Yeah, that's I don't know. What do you think, Wisdom?
I think she's doing a lot to try to clean up her image. And
Yes.
I
Put water on top of it.
I think that Louis is like in her ear, we need to do this, we need to do this. We need to make sure this, and this is happening.
Why?
I feel like they have something in the works,
In here all night, honey.
or possibly that they're wanting their own Bravo show about their new life. And
Hey, that you never know.
they want something to be able to show the family, but show the family having fun and show a different side of Teresa.
I still have the hiccups. That didn't work.
They're trying hard.
My damn sugar.
Do you have a straw?
Keep the sugar alone
Did you just have
and drink the water. No, that's not the rules I heard before.
Do you have a straw?
Cody, give me a spoonful of sugar.
Nope. I already.
Do you have a straw?
Do you have a straw?
I know. This is not.
Do you have a straw?
No, we're not doing cocaine here.
Oh,
You're
okay.
a sets only. Cody, give me. I want to see if this works.
No.
We have a whole tub of sugar. Give me a spoon of
Okay.
sugar.
So
What is
John,
it?
That's the water to chase it down with.
watch and learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
Hey, yo, Yates,
He's gonna come to the party late.
take a water.
Wendy said she promised it works, so it's
Are
not
you gonna listen?
Wendy. If this don't work, we're coming for you.
Are you going to listen or are you going to be rude?
Oh, you being rude, John.
Okay. So you take your water
Right.
and you put a straw and then you put another straw
I don't have
on
a
the
straw.
opposite side. Huh?
Do we need a straw for this? I don't have a straw.
That's what I asked you. And then you just try to drink.
Well, I didn't know a straw. Like, do we have a
If
straw?
it helps.
So 2 straws.
Mhm.
I thought he gave up. He's like all these rules.
Drink and
No.
one there.
Yeah, put one on
gonna
the inside of the cup, one on the outside, and
Oh,
try to
shit.
blow in. Try to suck.
Okay.
Cody's done. He does not
You
want to
get a
help.
little bit, but it
Maybe.
helps
Drink a glass of water.
get the air regulated back in
You wanna
your
eat your
diaphragm.
Try that the next time I had a hiccup.
Waiter taught my aunt in a restaurant.
Too bad John
Always
didn't have
works.
straws because that looked like it works.
Well, I still have the hiccups, so I don't
You
know.
didn't do it.
You didn't do it. You
Well,
use a
thank-
coffee straw.
Cody, we don't have straws.
Oh well, you're out.
Tubing,
Coke horse. Sorry.
Oh
eardrops,
my God, Coke and
Cody, roll up a dollar bill.
I don't have that either.
Oh, so,
turkey baster.
sorry, I don't
I'm
know what
not
to
a-
tell you then.
I'm not a Coke.
Oh no!
Do you have a turkey baster?
You're cured.
That's still inside me.
And no turkey baster because we don't eat turkey, so we don't have one of those either.
Okay.
I think you're cured. You haven't done it in like 2 minutes.
No, I still haven't. Just
Scratch that.
happened. So yeah, not cured.
When he lays down and he'll have the turkey baster in his mouth, he'll be fine.
He's gross. So
They'll
I
go
think,
away.
I think that's it. No.
Yep. I did get a message from Sharon, or not Sharon, Erin, around 11. Said, so sorry, everyone. I am not getting any sound. Tried to log off and on. She came back.
You could tell he had no service tonight. You could tell.
So we had fun.
I had the best trick to get rid of hiccups, but it can't work on your own person. So
What are they?
I'm not gonna tell you. It's good. All right. So, in conclusion, Laura betrayed Margaret. Jen Fessler was the star of the show,
Yes.
Agreed.
and Louis thinks that Nate is the best looking husband because he has a Jesus face.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Cohen. Andy Cohen was like, so Jesus was because Andy's gay. Andy's Jewish. So he was like, so Jesus was handsome. Like what? And he's like, oh, I don't know. Never mind.
So he's a walking
Talk about, like,
Adonis.
the scenes for next week when, like, all the men are sitting at the table and
Yeah.
Louis is trying to be like a baller and like going at Joe Gorga.
I can't wait for that. I can't.
And like Louis is like, yeah, I'm Louis. And then Joe Gorga's like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And Louis is like, you're not gonna make me shut up. And then like, Joe Gorga like stands up and slams the table. You could see like the Botox leaving Louis' face because he didn't know whether it should go blind.
Yeah.
His
Like,
eyes started to go
Louis'
fucking
face,
cross.
Louis' face deflated like completely, like mine.
His eyes went like fucking cross, like even more than what they already fucking.
So red all the time.
Like, go back to your fucking island and run around naked with your boys.
Oh,
Get another
damn.
cleanse.
He's got very
Dang, Cody.
personality.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, the hiccups are killing me right now.
Well,
Jesus.
John's got the hiccups, and I think we did a great job tonight.
We did.
Yes.
Everybody did a great job tonight.
With our up and down crowd.
Amazing.
It's just
Even with all the up and down crowd, Wicked, we did great.
You did.
Teddy Mellencamp made an appearance.
Yes,
Yes.
I mean, who else could say that?
right?
Exactly.
Teddy Mellencamp is so busy doing her podcast with Tamara.
And she had time to come here and two J's and a Jod.
Fuck these hiccups! Like,
I don't
god
know.
damn
I
it!
don't know who Teddy is.
Teddy from Beverly Hills. Teddy.
Oh.
And God bless her. She was in so much pain.
I could tell.
Yeah,
I could tell, but she stuck it out.
she did.
So, let's end it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Alright.
3.5 hiccups. 3.5 hours. Wonderful. And I would like to thank Brooklyn Girl and Wicked Wisdom and,
Holla, 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 holla.
and Teddy Mellencamp and Bright Light and Lisa for coming up tonight and just giving me, like, valuable life lessons.
Yeah.
Like stuff.
I have to say, I don't know how this happened, but this show has turned into Housewives and some life lessons.
It is.
That's
That's how you
I
life lesson.
see some of the comments and they like it, so that's great.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna need
Like it or hate it.
I'm gonna need
That's all that is.
I'm gonna need a Fira set after this live.
Yeah, me too. And I know Wicked is. And
Problem.
Wicked is now never leaving Kentucky for the rest of her freaking life.
No.
So from this end, thank you guys so much for being here with us for 3.5 hours.
Yes, thank
Love
you.
Love you guys. Don't forget to smash the like button.
Please
Yeah.
smash the like button, please.
And please send me a remedy for these hiccups because they're not going away and like all my tricks ain't working.
If he has
So-
hiccups next Wednesday, we're running the show, Wicked.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm gonna put him in the closet again, and then I'll take over.
Cody, you have to scare him.
He don't get scared.
You ever heard that? If you scare somebody, they
Ticklish.
stop.
He don't get scared because he already knows.
Okay.
Because I scare him all the time.
Then
scare
I
him all the
suggest you
time.
walk to the corner and
Get
a
some
couple straws.
straws.
Oh my god, the longest hiccup like I've ever had like is right now, but that's cool.
Oh my god.
Well, again. So good night,
All
everybody.
right. Good night, guys.
Love y'all.
Love you all.
Love you.
Good night.